Chapter 649. Chapter 649. Old Ancestor Demonic Dove Yangling's compromise shocked the surrounding onlookers. Yang Ling was the most mysterious and powerful prince in the royal family. Now that he chose to compromise, didn't that mean that there was not a single prodigy in the entire royal family who could compete with Ningyu? That's too scary. With Ningyu's strength, I'm afraid it won't be long before he can participate in the test to become the sacred son. Of course, if I'm not wrong, Ningyu's martial strength is enough to become the sacred son. The sacred son is the absolute prodigy of Danwu College. He can be said to be the absolute prodigy of the great Xia kingdom. If Ningyu wants to become the sacred son, he's still a little far off. After Xikong Ling left, the crowd started to discuss. The focus of everyone's discussion was on Ningyu. More accurately, it was on whether Ningyu could become the sacred son. No one noticed that in another corner of the square, a young man was staring at Ningyu with a grave expression. A formidable opponent. In Hang Dong's heart, he had already placed Ningyu on the same level as a formidable opponent. In the next test, Ningyu has hopes of making the leap from a core disciple to a sacred son. Hang Dong said in a low voice, "He's so strong at such a young age. I guess the higher-ups of Danwu College have already decided on him as the candidate for the 100 Academy tournament. I just don't know how his alchemy skills are, Suddenly, Hang Dong's heart skipped a beat, and he quickly turned his head away. Did he discover me? Hang Dong was very shocked. One should know that he was observing Ningyu very carefully. He didn't even use his perception. If Ningyu could still discover him, it would be too abnormal. Peak of primal core cultivation, early 6th grade soul force. The corner of Ningyu's mouth lifted as he murmured, "He must be the third person sent by Danwu College." Li Tongtian had mentioned that Danwu College had sent 3 people to participate in the alchemy competition. One was himself, and the other was Shi Yang. This primal core pinnacle martial artist was most likely the last one. Whoosh! Whoosh! Right at this moment, the space above the plaza suddenly split open, and then 2 cultivators appeared from within. He's finally here. When Pring Zhou saw the 2 cultivators appear from the void, he immediately stood up from his chair. That's not right. The drunken cloud manor sent Xiao Ji, who is at the pinnacle of the Yinyang realm, but the Zhang family only sent their second elder, Zhang Lei, who is at the middle stage of the Yinyang realm. Dan Chenzi's expression changed slightly when he sensed the auras coming from the 2 martial artists. Generally speaking, for a grand event like the alchemy competition, the major forces would definitely send their strongest experts to participate. It was to show off their strength. On the other hand, the Zhang clan had only sent Zhang Lei, who was at the intermediate Yinyang realm. Voila! After Xiao Ji and Zhang Lei appeared, they did not linger in the air for even a moment. They directly landed on the high platform. There are many matters to attend to in the manor, so I am late. I hope President Peng will forgive me, Xiao Ji said as he found an empty chair and sat down. There are still 5 minutes before the alchemy competition begins. Old Master Xiao is not late. Peng Zhou smiled and immediately shifted his gaze to Zhang Lei. He asked curiously, "Is Zhang Shan in seclusion? Why isn't he here this time?" "Ancestor has some matters to attend to, so it's not convenient for him to come," Zhang Lei said expressionlessly. "Not convenient?" Peng Zhou frowned slightly. He wanted to say something else, but he hurriedly looked at the entrance of the plaza. Rumble! A loud sound rang out, and the space at the entrance of the plaza suddenly exploded. A huge shockwave spread out in all directions. "Not good, everyone retreat. It's the shockwave from the space. It's very powerful. If we don't leave now, it'll be too late." "That's right. Let's leave now." Swoosh! However, just as the crowd exclaimed, they realized that a cold light had shot out from the space above their heads, forcefully blocking the shockwave. Ha ha ha, the Black Widow truly lives up to her name. She must be about to advance to the manifestation stage, right? After a while, when everything had dissipated, a hearty laughter rang out in the area. Upon hearing this voice, all the martial artists in the plaza, including Ningyu, opened their mouths slightly in shock. Manifestation stage. Peak yin-yang stage martial artists could only advance to the manifestation stage after experiencing heavenly tribulation. However, many peak yin-yang stage martial artists might not even be able to touch the threshold of the manifestation stage in their entire life. Compared to ancestor Demon Jiao, this little girl is not just a little bit inferior. The reply to the hearty laughter was a sweet-sounding voice. Swish, swish. Soon after, two figures flashed through the crowd and landed on the high platform in the blink of an eye. Hiss! When they saw the two martial artists that had suddenly appeared, Pring Zhou and the rest sucked in a breath of cold air. Half-step to manifestation stage. The two martial artists before them were both at the half-step to manifestation stage. One of them was called Ancestor Demon Jiao, and he was sent by Danwu College to hold the line. As for the other woman with a gauze on her head, she was the leader of the black market, the Black Widow, whose name struck terror in people's hearts. President Peng, I will not interfere in the alchemy competition. I only hope that the competition will be fair. Ancestor Demon Jiao said as he sat on the chair. Rest assured, Ancestor Demon Jiao. I will definitely be fair. Pring Zhou patted his chest and guaranteed. In front of others, Pring Zhou might not be so restrained. However, Ancestor Demon Jiao was a half-step to manifestation stage martial artist. Killing him would be as easy as blowing off dust. Under such circumstances, it would be strange if Pring Zhou could remain calm. Dong. Dong. Right, I heard that Ningyu will also be participating in the alchemy competition. Why don't you let him up here? I want to meet him. Ancestor Demon Jiao tapped his finger on the chair beneath him and said, Ningyu is a core disciple of the Sacred Institute. I intend to test him here. If he can pass my test, he will become a pseudo-holy son. At that time, he only needs to participate in the last 2 rounds of the competition. Swish. Ancestor Demon Jiao's words caused Pring Zhou's expression to change. Old ghost, just a moment ago, you said that you wouldn't interfere in the alchemy competition. Now, you're actually interfering. Ping Zhou only dared to curse in his heart as he sent a soul message to Ningyu. Come over for a moment. Calling me? Upon hearing Ping Zhou's words, Ningyu looked around and then pointed at his nose. When he saw Peng Zhou nod his head slightly, Ningyu finally confirmed that Peng Zhou was indeed calling him. Li Tongtian, I'll leave Lu Wei and the rest to you. Ningyu instructed Li Tongtian before turning to Lu Wei. I'll be right back. Swish. As soon as he finished speaking, Ningyu rose from the ground and flew toward the platform unhurriedly. What's going on? Where is Ningyu going? I don't know. But judging from the direction he's heading, it should be towards the stage. The people on the stage are all top-notch experts of their respective factions. What can Ningyu do there? Could it be that President Peng of the Alchemy Union is going to teach Ningyu a lesson because he embarrassed the 13th Prince and Zhao Kuo? Chapter 650. Chapter 650. Passing the test. While everyone was busy discussing, Ningyu appeared on the stage. Hiss! Ningyu sucked in a breath of cold air the moment he stood on the stage. 2 half-step manifestation realm martial artists and 3 peak yin-yang realm martial artists. Old Ancestor Demonic Dove and Black Widow were both half-step manifestation realm martial artists, while Xiao Ji, Peng Zhou, and Dan Chenzi were peak yin-yang realm martial artists. This lineup was enough to destroy any first-rate force in the Great Xia Kingdom. Peak Yuan Core Cultivation and peak 5th-grade Soul Force. Black Widow sized up Ningyu for a moment before saying, Old Ancestor Demonic Dove, Danwu College is indeed extraordinary to be able to cultivate such a peerless genius. What peerless genius? It's just that his talent is slightly higher. Old Ancestor Demonic Dove waved his hand and said indifferently, "The young master of the black market is not much weaker than Ning Yu. There is no comparison between the two. If Ning Yu is willing, he can easily defeat the top 10 young masters of the black market." Black Widow was very familiar with the black market's situation. She knew that although the black market's young masters were strong, they would not be able to fight back against Ning Yu. After thinking for a moment, Black Widow continued, "Old Ancestor Demonic Dove, you said that you would test Ning Yu here. I'm very curious if he can pass your test." Old Ancestor Demonic Dove had a high status in Danwu College and was responsible for the test for the Sacred Institute's martial artists to become a pseudo-holy son. As long as one could pass his test, it meant that the martial artist could easily become a pseudo-holy son and even have the chance to become a real holy son. The test can be done at any time. Old Ancestor Demonic Dove smiled and walked towards Ning Yu, as if he didn't want to test Ning Yu too early. Buzz. Others might not be able to see Old Ancestor Demonic Dove's hidden movements, but Ning Yu's eyes were very sharp. When Old Ancestor Demonic Dove walked towards him, he already noticed some clues. As expected, the moment Ancestor Demonjiu took a step forward, the wind and clouds changed colors. Even the void above the high platform was shaking a little, and the shaking was getting more and more intense, showing signs of continuing to expand. Whoosh! However, just when everyone thought that the void above the high platform would collapse because of this, a cold light suddenly shot out of the void and appeared in front of Ning Yu in an instant. Spatial oppression. At this critical juncture, in order to test Ning Yu, Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu actually used space suppression to test Ning Yu's martial Dao strength. In order to ensure Ning Yu's safety, Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu lowered the spatial pressure to the lowest standard for a pseudo-holy son, late-stage yin-yang realm. In other words, any pseudo-saint who relied on martial arts to advance would be able to withstand the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm. Since Ning Yu had blocked it, it meant that he could enter the ranks of the fake saints in terms of martial arts. Since he couldn't block it, Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu decided to probe Ning Yu's Pill Dao level. Use space suppression on me. Facing the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm expert, Ning Yu didn't dare to be negligent. He quickly summoned the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness and formed a thin Yuan Qi barrier in front of him. The Yuan Qi barrier that Ning Yu used was a little special. Not only could it block Yuan Qi attacks, but it could also block the spatial pressure. Gotcha! The instant the spatial pressure from Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu came into contact with the Yuan Qi barrier, it instantly shattered it. This change was something that Ning Yu hadn't expected. Damn it! It's not the spatial pressure of a late-stage yin-yang realm, but a peak yin-yang realm expert. Initially, Ning Yu was worried about the spatial pressure from Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu, but when he learned that it was only a late-stage yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure, his heart relaxed a lot. After all, with his current Yuan Qi and soul force, it was easy for him to block a mere late-stage yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure. However, the terrifying thing was that Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu had changed the assessment method and used a peak yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure, causing Ning Yu to panic. Ning Yu, it's not impossible for you to block a peak yin-yang realm expert's spatial pressure. Right at this moment, the Hong Mo's voice rang in Ning Yu's ears. Hearing the Hong Mo's words, the corner of Ning Yu's lips curled up as a countermeasure appeared in his heart. In the next instant, Ning Yu summoned his peak 5th grade soul force and gathered it at a single point along with his Yuan Qi. Go! Accompanied by Ning Yu's low roar, the Yuan Qi and soul force condensed into a ball of light and shot out. Rumble! A loud explosion rang out from the high platform, instantly echoing through the entire square. Good fella, worthy of being a core disciple of Danwu College's Sacred Institute. His strength is indeed strong. The loud explosion caused the Black Widow to jump up from her chair and exclaim in surprise, I thought that I've already overestimated Ningyu. I didn't expect him to give me another surprise. Withdraw. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio's eyes lit up and he immediately retracted the spatial pressure. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio, with the strength that Ningyu has displayed, it's enough for him to become the pseudo-holy prince of Danwu College. In fact, he even has a high chance of becoming a holy prince. The Black Widow's tone was filled with envy. If the black market could have a peerless genius like Ningyu, why would she need to set up so many young lords? He has met the requirements to become a pseudo-holy prince, but he's still far from becoming a holy prince. Old Ancestor Demonic Jio said indifferently, the holy prince of Danwu College, whether it is in terms of martial Dao or alchemy Dao, he is at the peak of the great Xia Kingdom's younger generation. Even the older generation might not be as strong as a holy prince. Although Ningyu's martial Dao is strong, there's still a long way to go before he reaches the peak of Yin-Yang realm. There's always motivation when there's a gap. The Black Widow laughed. President Peng, since Ningyu has passed the pseudo-holy prince's test, he doesn't need to participate in the first few rounds. He only needs to participate in the last 2 rounds. Old Ancestor Demonic Jiu turned to Peng Zhou and said, in addition, if there's nothing else, the competition can start now. Don't let everyone wait too long. Start my fart, Situ one still hasn't arrived yet, but Danwu College has sent 4 monsters. Peng Zhou muttered in his heart, but he still said honestly, excuse me for a moment, I'll go and arrange the first few rounds of the competition. Peng Zhou first signaled Dan Chenzi with his eyes, then he flew up and landed on one of the circular platforms. Behind him, Dan Chenzi followed closely. Cough cough. Peng Zhou's eyes slowly scanned the entire square, and after 2 dry coughs, he said in a clear voice, I won't waste any more time. I believe everyone has been waiting for the start of the alchemy competition. I hereby announce the official start of the alchemy competition. Peng Zhou's words contained a faint fluctuation of essence qi, allowing all the martial artists in the square to hear it clearly. Let me briefly introduce the rules of this alchemy competition. There are a total of 4 rounds, and the first round is the preliminary selection. The requirement is to refine a 3rd-grade elixir. Chapter 651. The third round whoosh. When the 3 words origin condensing pill came out of Peng Zhou's mouth, the entire square instantly became clamorous. Oh no, oh no. The first round of assessment is to refine a peak 3rd-grade pill, the essence solidifying pill. It seems like I have to stop here. What the hell is Peng Zhou doing? If the first round is to refine the essence solidifying pill, at least 80 to 90% of the participants will be eliminated. Maybe Peng Zhou is trying to filter out the geniuses as soon as possible. He doesn't want to waste too much time. Hearing that the first round of assessment was to refine the essence solidifying pill, some of the alchemists who had yet to reach 3rd grade felt bitter. To them, it was indeed cruel to be eliminated in the first round. The second round of assessment is to refine a 4th-grade pill, the true martial pill. Peng Zhou was very satisfied with the crowd's reaction. This was the effect he wanted. He wanted the elite. He did not want any of the nobodies. Peng Zhou looked around and continued, the third round of assessment is to refine a 5th-grade pill. Let me explain. Alchemists who pass the third round of assessment will enter the final round and will be rewarded handsomely by the Alchemy Union. What reward? Someone asked. As for the reward, let's wait and see. Peng Zhou smiled and said, the 4th round of assessment will determine the top 3. By then, Danwu College will give you an unexpected surprise. Alright, enough talking. Next, those who have registered can go up to the high platform and start refining the essence solidifying pill. Peng Zhou said in a deep voice, the time limit for the first round is half an hour. Good luck to everyone. After saying this, Peng Zhou's figure flashed and he flew towards the high platform. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as Peng Zhou left, the people around the 10 round platforms rose from the ground and rushed towards the round platforms. There were 10 giant round platforms and 10 stone tables on each of them. There were cauldrons and storage bags on the stone tables. The ingredients and pill furnaces for the first 2 rounds of the assessment were provided by the Alchemy Union. Those who registered only needed to go up the stage and refine the corresponding pill within the allotted time. Senior, I have a friend who wants to participate in the first round of the assessment, I think. Ningyu hurriedly cupped his hands towards Ancestor Demonic Jiu when he saw the crowd rushing towards the stage. You can refine grade 3 and grade 4 pills effortlessly, so just stay here and wait until it's your turn. It won't be too late to go on stage. Ancestor Demonjiu waved his hand, interrupting Ningyu's words. As for your friends, you can rest assured. With me here, no one will dare to make a move against them. I just want to help Lu Wei enter the finals, not worry about their safety. Ningyu cursed in his heart, but on the surface he said, Thank you, Senior. Haha, in the Great Xia Kingdom, perhaps old Ancestor Demonic Dove's martial arts strength isn't too high, but his overall strength is enough to rank in the top 5. Black Widow said with a faint smile. This Black Widow doesn't seem to be that old. From the Black Widow's words, Ningyu could roughly estimate her age. She should be between 25 to 30 years old. To be able to reach the half-step manifestation realm at such a young age, one had to admit that her talent was truly heaven-defying. Naturally, the gap between him and Ningyu in his previous life was still huge. After all, in his previous life, Ningyu had broken through to the heavenly supreme realm at the age of 30. He was a well-deserved peerless genius of the demonic sky domain. Crack, boom, rumble. All sorts of sounds rang out from the 10 stages. There were pills exploding, cauldrons exploding, and people falling down. In any case, it was chaotic. For such a large-scale alchemy competition, it wasn't just a test of one's alchemy level, but also one's mental fortitude and adaptability. Even if it was only a 3rd-grade condensing pill, there were still many 4th-grade alchemists who failed to refine it within the stipulated time. As there were simply too many people signing up for the alchemy competition, the first round of assessment lasted from morning until noon before it ended. After a few hours of competition, there were only 200 martial artists who successfully passed the second round of the competition. Lu Wei and Si Kongling were naturally eliminated due to their low alchemy level. The second round of the competition begins now. As expected, Peng Zhou followed the principle of not wasting time and immediately began the second round of the competition. There were 200 martial artists, 20 on each stage. This time, they were refining a 4th-grade condensing pill, the true martial pill. The stipulated time was 1 hour. Compared to the condensing pill, the true martial pill was a few levels more difficult to refine. Although the Alchemy Union gave 1 hour, to most alchemists, especially 4th-grade alchemists, time was still tight. Boom, boom. Those who could successfully pass the first round of the competition were mostly capable, so there were no cases of falling down. Although they did not fall down, there were still cases of pills exploding, and it was more frequent. Their mental fortitude is too weak. Many of them could have refined the true martial pill, but they ended up exploding in the end. On the stage, Ancestor Demonic Jiu shook his head and immediately changed the topic. But they are all good seedlings. If they can enter Danwu College and train for a period of time, they will definitely have a bright future. Old Fox. Hearing Ancestor Demonic Jiu's words, Peng Zhou's heart was in a bad mood. His original intention of holding the competition was to attract all the geniuses in the Great Xia country to join the Alchemy Union. How could he be happy with Ancestor Demonic Jiu's interference? However, even if he was unhappy, he couldn't show it. Who asked Ancestor Demonic Jiu to be stronger than him? According to my estimation, there are only about 50 alchemists who can pass the second round of the competition. Black Widow said indifferently. 50 is already not bad. Ancestor Demonic Geo slowly said, there is still half an hour before the end of the second round. After half an hour, we will know how many people have passed the second round of the competition. Rumble. Half an hour wasn't a long time, so it passed by quickly. It wasn't until an earth-shattering explosion rang in the air that the second round of the competition ended. The result was similar to Black Widow's prediction. A total of 48 alchemists passed the third round of the competition. Ningyu, the third round is to refine the Grade 5 Essence Transformation Pill. Go and prepare yourself, don't disappoint me. Since Ningyu needed to participate in the third round of the competition, Ancestor Demonic Geo did not detain him. Yes, Senior. Hearing Ancestor Demon Geo's words, Ningyu stomped on the ground and landed beside Lu Swan and the others. Cough cough. Right at this time, Peng Zhou's voice sounded again. The third round of the competition, refining the Grade 5 Essence Transformation Pill. Chapter 652. Visitors from West Mountain City. 10 minutes of extra time to refine pills? Hearing Peng Zhou's words, the 48 martial artists who passed the second round of assessment felt that something was amiss. 10 minutes of extra time to refine a supreme grade elemental elixir. Didn't that mean that the fourth round of elimination would be extremely cruel? It was highly possible that they would be refining a 6th grade elixir. Thinking of this, the 48 alchemists who were originally excited instantly felt a chill in their hearts. Most of their alchemy skills were between 4th grade and 5th grade. Even advanced 5th grade alchemists were rare. This meant that based on their level of alchemy, they would not be able to refine a 6th grade elixir. However, nothing was absolute. Some of the hidden geniuses in the major alchemy unions were very calm at this moment. The third round of assessment will be provided by the Alchemy Union. However, the alchemy furnace will have to be prepared individually. Peng Zhou continued, the third round of assessment will also last for an hour. Everyone, get ready for 5 minutes and start refining the elemental elixir. Buzz buzz. As soon as Peng Zhou finished his sentence, the originally quiet plaza became lively once again. TSK, I wonder how many alchemists will be eliminated in the third round. Based on this ratio, I guess around 30 will be eliminated. That's about right. The fourth round should be an elimination round. Any alchemist who can enter the fourth round will be able to hold their own. Let's wait and see. There are many cities in the Great Xia Kingdom, and every city has an alchemy union. The third round of assessment will be the time to witness the true strength of the major alchemy unions. The discussions of the crowd entered Ningyu's ears, but did not affect Ningyu in the slightest. At this moment, Ningyu was discussing with Li Tongtian and the rest below a round platform. Ningyu, the third round of assessment is to refine the elemental elixir. Are you aiming for the supreme grade elemental elixir? Li Tongtian asked. Actually, Li Tongtian really wanted to refine the supreme grade elemental elixir. After all, if he could refine the supreme grade elemental elixir, he would have an additional 10 minutes to refine pills. To Li Tongtian, 10 minutes was extremely precious. It could even determine if he could refine a 6th grade elixir. It's not as simple as you think. This could be a trap, Ningyu said in a low voice. A trap? What kind of trap could there be? Li Tongtian asked doubtfully. It's very simple. The third and fourth rounds of assessment will be held at the same time. We will only be given a maximum of 10 minutes to rest. Ningyu explained, once we attempt to break through to the Transcendent Grade Essence Transformation Pill in the third round, even if we succeed, we will definitely consume too much energy and will not be able to quickly recover to our peak state. The alchemy competition is so intense. If I'm not at my peak condition in the fourth round, I'll most likely be eliminated. I see. After listening to Ningyu's explanation, Li Tongtian came to a sudden realization and promptly dismissed the idea of trying to concoct a transcendent-grade primary transformation pill. If he expended too much energy in the third round, he would indeed put himself at a disadvantage. Fengzi, if you have something to say, just say it. There's no need to be restrained with me. Ningyu had wanted to say something to Li Tongtian, but seeing Fengzi's expression, Ningyu said, "With our relationship, your business is my business. Ningyu, I want to kill Feng Chang with my own hands." Fengzi clenched his fists and his face was filled with anger. "Feng Chang killed a few of my brothers. If I don't take revenge, I'm not a human. Hee, I thought it was something big. It's just a small matter." Ningyu smiled and waved his hand, gesturing for Xikong Ling to bring Feng Chang over. "I'll leave Feng Chang to you. You can do whatever you want with him. It has nothing to do with me," Ningyu said. "As for the 13th prince, you don't have to worry at all. You'll be by my side during this period of time. If the 13th prince dares to make a move on you, I naturally won't stand idly by." Time's up. All the martial artists participating in the third round of assessment go to the round platform. Just then, Peng Zhou's voice rang in the square. "The main examiner for the third round of assessment is Elixir King Dan Chenzi. The time limit for the third round of assessment is 1 hour. Swoosh. Swoosh. Actually, the 5 minutes of preparation time that Peng Zhou gave everyone was useless. Once the time was up, everyone flew to the round platform. "Let's go too." Ningyu and Li Tongtian looked at each other, then rose from the ground and rushed to the same round platform. After Ningyu entered the round platform, he didn't start refining elixirs immediately. Instead, he quietly observed the pill masters on the round platform. Ningyu was on the 10th round platform. Including him and Li Tongtian, there were a total of 5 pill masters. Among the remaining 3 pill masters, 2 of them were only at the advanced stage of the 4th grade. It would probably be difficult for them to pass this round. The last pill master caught Ningyu's attention. "Something's not right." Ningyu frowned slightly because he felt a dangerous aura from this pill master. It wasn't that this pill master had a high level of cultivation or a strong soul power. On the contrary, this pill master was only at the advanced stage of the primal core stage, and his soul power was only at the pinnacle of the 4th grade. Logically speaking, with this pill master's cultivation and soul power, Ningyu didn't even need to use his full strength to defeat him. Since Ningyu sensed a trace of dangerous aura from him, there was only one explanation, and that was that this alchemist was pretending to be a pig to eat the tiger. Could it be that some old demon has used a disguise technique to participate in the pill refining competition? Suddenly, this thought appeared in Ningyu's mind. The moment it appeared, he couldn't get rid of it, and it grew stronger and stronger. "Ningyu, it's time to start refining elixirs. The earlier you can refine the superior grade shifting pill, the more time you have to rest." Seeing that Ningyu was in a daze, Li Tongtian hurriedly reminded him. "It's fine." Ningyu waved his hand, telling Li Tongtian not to worry. With Ningyu's skill in refining elixirs like the shifting pill did not require that much time and could be easily refined. "If I'm not wrong, you should be a core disciple of Danwu College's Sacred Institute, Ningyu." When Ningyu was looking at the mysterious pill master, the mysterious pill master was also looking at Ningyu. The mysterious pill master was the first to break the silence and spoke to Ningyu. "Let me introduce myself. I am from the West Mountain City. My name is Xieyan." West Mountain City. Ningyu's brows raised when he heard this. He had heard of the West Mountain City before. It was a chaotic place in the Xia Kingdom and was rumored to be very dangerous. Some time ago, he even went to the West Mountain City with the 3rd prince, Ouyang Hai. They didn't expect to meet the Spirit Fox team. In the end, the 3rd prince was killed, and the Spirit Fox team was annihilated. It's good that you have heard of it. However, there is one thing that you might not have heard of. Let me tell you. Xie Yan's face was expressionless as he said, "In the years that the 13th prince disappeared, he went to many places. His final destination was the West Mountain City." Chapter 653. I'm lying. What does it have to do with me whether the 13th prince has been to West Mountain City or not? Xie Yan's words only caught Ning Yu's attention for a moment, but he did not take it to heart. Even the 13th prince and his 4 yin-yang intermediate stage martial artists were no match for me, let alone a late Yuan Dan martial artist like you. Hee, it's alright, it's not that important. Xie Yan smiled and continued, "What I wanted to tell you is that there's still a long time before the competition ends. Let's play slowly." Idiot. Ning Yu could not be bothered with Xie Yan. After calling him an idiot, he took out an elixir cauldron and placed it on the stone table. At the same time, he grabbed a medicinal herb with his right hand and threw it into the cauldron. Seeing that Ning Yu had started to concoct elixirs, Xie Yan turned his wrist and did the same thing as Ning Yu. "Want to copy me?" Ning Yu's lips curled up as he threw the rest of the medicinal herbs into the cauldron. Look, what is Ning Yu doing? Why did he throw all the medicinal herbs into the cauldron? This is a Tier 5 Yuan elixir. Is Ning Yu planning to use his unique method of concocting elixirs? What unique method? Some martial artists who did not understand asked. What else can it be? Ning Yu's unique method of concocting elixirs. He throws all the medicinal herbs into the cauldron at once. A martial artist who had seen Ning Yu concoct elixirs before explained, although Ning Yu's method of concocting elixirs is unique, it is very effective and fast. I don't believe that Ning Yu can use this method to concoct the Yuan elixir. A Tier 5 intermediate alchemist snorted. Whoosh. As soon as this Tier 5 intermediate alchemist finished speaking, the area became noisy again. Everyone was shocked. The reason why everyone was surprised this time was not because of Ning Yu's unique refining method, but because the other pill master on the same round table as Ning Yu had also thrown all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. What the hell was going on? Could it be that Ning Yu had passed on his unique alchemy method to the alchemist next to him? Gulp. Thinking of this, many martial artists swallowed a mouthful of saliva. If this alchemy method could be spread out, wouldn't it mean that they would also have a chance to learn it? This was a huge temptation. Even if you were a 6th grade pill master, you would definitely not be able to withstand it. Ning Yu, I forgot to tell you, when I was in Western Mountain City, the pill I refined the most was the Yuan transformation pill. My control over it has already reached the point of perfection. Xie Yan looked at Ning Yu provocatively and said, "If I refine all the herbs together, I have an 80% chance of refining a mid-grade origin melting pill." Sigh, in the past, I did not believe that there were idiots in this world. Hearing Xie Yan's provocative words, Ning Yu sighed softly and said lightly, "Now I believe it. You can instinctively refine a high-grade or even a transcendent-grade Yuan transformation pill, but you act like an idiot and want to refine a mid-grade Yuan transformation pill." "What do you mean?" Xie Yan said coldly. "Nothing, you will know when you see it." Ning Yu shrugged, then reached into the pill furnace and took out the storage bag. Looking at the storage bag in Ning Yu's hand, Xie Yan was dumbfounded and could not believe his eyes. After all this time, Ning Yu did not throw all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. I knew it, Ning Yu could not be so stupid. That's right, the Yuan transformation pill is a 5th grade pill. His unique alchemy method should not be suitable. I don't know whether it is suitable or not, I only know that the alchemist threw all the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. Swoosh. The last cultivator's words directly attracted everyone's attention to Xie Yan. Everyone wanted to see if Xie Yan could refine a Yuan transformation pill using this method. Good luck. Ning Yu smiled at Xie Yan, and then a wisp of blue flame appeared on the fingertips of his right hand and began to burn the bottom of the furnace. Following that, Ningyu unhurriedly placed the medicinal herbs into the pill furnace. This is infuriating. Xie was so angry that his whole body was trembling. If this wasn't an alchemy competition, he would have taught Ningyu a lesson. He was tricked. Ever since he left West Mountain City, this was the first time he was tricked. Want to see me make a fool of myself? How could it be so easy? Taking a deep breath, Xie thought to himself, even if I use this method, I can easily refine a yuan transformation pill. Interesting, very interesting. On the high platform, Ancestor Demonic Jiu's eyes slowly swept across the 10 round platforms, finally landing on the demonic eye. A faint smile appeared on Ancestor Demonic Jiu's face when he saw Xie violent alchemy method. Ancestor Demonic Jiu didn't doubt Xie ability to refine a yuan transformation pill. What he was curious about was what grade of yuan transformation pill Xie could refine. In the past, Danwu College also had a peerless alchemy Dao genius, a holy prince from the previous batch. That holy prince also used this method to refine a yuan transformation pill, and it was a high-grade one at that. If Xie could refine a high-grade yuan transformation pill, it meant that his talent in the alchemy Dao was comparable to the previous batch's holy prince. President Peng, the alchemist next to Ningyu, where does he come from? Ancestor Demonic Jiu calmly asked. Xie? Peng Zhou's eyes were sharp and immediately noticed Xie. Thinking for a moment, he said, Xie comes from West Mountain City, representing West Mountain City's alchemy union to participate in the alchemy competition. West Mountain City. Ancestor Demonic Jiu frowned slightly. He had heard of the chaotic West Mountain City and had even come into contact with the strongest master there. However, as far as he knew, West Mountain City's martial Dao was more prosperous, while its alchemy Dao was on the decline. For an alchemy Dao genius like Xie to appear in West Mountain City, it was beyond Ancestor Demonic Jiu's expectations. What is it? Peng Zhou asked in confusion. Nothing much, there are several good seedlings in this alchemy competition. After the competition ends, I want to ask them if they have any thoughts of joining Danwu College. Ancestor Demonic Jiu waved his hand and said, President Peng, you wouldn't mind, right? Of course not, of course not. Peng Zhou said, but his heart was filled with hatred. It would be strange if he didn't mind. That old fart is clearly trying to snatch geniuses from the alchemy union. How could it be so easy? Haha, it's good that you don't mind. Someone should be able to complete the pill soon. Ancestor Demonic Jiu naturally knew what Peng Zhou was thinking. Instead of getting angry, he smiled. That should be impossible, right? Only 20 minutes have passed since the third round. Who would have the ability to refine an yuan transformation pill? Peng Zhou didn't believe it. To refine an yuan transformation pill in 20 minutes, even if it was a low-grade yuan transformation pill, it wasn't easy. One had to know that even an ordinary mid-6th grade alchemist might not be able to do it. Peng. At this time, a crisp sound rang out from the first round stage. Peng. Peng. Chapter 654. Chapter 654. Refining the rules. A few voices rang out from the round platform, causing Peng Zhou's mouth to widen slightly as a grave expression appeared on his face. To be able to refine the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes. Putting aside the grade of the pill, just the amount of time required was already amazing enough. Suddenly, Peng Zhou's expression changed. He realized that there were sounds of pills being formed on all 9 platforms, except for the 10th platform. The reason why Peng Zhou was puzzled was because the alchemists on the 10th round table were a little special. There was Ningyu, Li Tongtian, and Xie from West Mountain City. Logically speaking, with these 3 alchemy geniuses around, it was impossible for no one to refine the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes. Only an idiot would refine the energy transformation pill in such a short time, Li Tongtian murmured as he glanced around. After listening to Ning Yu's explanation, Li Tongtian had learned his lesson. He could have also refined the energy transformation pill in 20 minutes, but he did not do so. If he purely focused on speed, he would definitely expend a lot of his soul energy. This would be very disadvantageous to him when he was refining the grade 6 pill later. Since he was going to pass the test anyway, there was no difference between a little earlier and a little later. Of course, the prerequisite was that he did not refine a supreme grade energy transformation pill. Otherwise, he would have an additional 10 minutes to refine the pill. When the remaining alchemists saw that someone had successfully refined the energy transformation pill, they increased their speed. In the following period of time, there would be one or a few alchemists refining the pill every few minutes. Ning Yu observed these alchemists who had completed their pills for a while and discovered that the yuan transformation pills they had refined were all of the lower grade. Only a few of them had refined a middle-grade yuan transformation pill. Zhao Kuo is quite smart. He knows not to expend too much energy in the early stages. When Ning Yu's gaze landed on Zhao Kuo, he was slightly surprised. Ning Yu, wait for me in the 4th round. Zhao Kuo seemed to see Ning Yu looking at him. He turned to look at Ning Yu and raised 4 fingers. Let's compete to see who can refine the pill first. Ning Yu raised his eyebrows and smirked. At the same time, he slammed his right hand on the cauldron. Whoosh! In a split second, a pill burst out from the cauldron and landed firmly in Ning Yu's hand. Humph! Zhao Kuo snorted coldly when he saw Ning Yu's action. He also slapped the cauldron with his right hand and produced a round pill. Zhao Kuo had a very complacent expression on his face as he waved the upper-grade energy transformation pill in his hand, as if he was saying, I concocted an upper-grade energy transformation pill. What grade are you concocting? Ning Yu did not take Zhao Kuo's provocation to heart. Instead, he placed the origin melting pill on the table and slowly walked down from the round platform. Bang! Ning Yu had just walked down from the round platform when Li Tongtian had just finished concocting the elemental transformation pill. The quality was not too high, it was just a low-grade pill. Ning Yu, do you think that martial artist can refine the yuan converting pill? After Li Tongtian walked down the stage, he immediately started chatting with Ning Yu. The crux of their conversation was Xie Yan. According to my observations, he should have no problem refining the yuan converting pill. Ning Yu said. Although he appears to be a peak 4th grade alchemist, I have a feeling that he is pretending to be weak. In reality, he is at least an early stage 6th grade alchemist. An early stage 6th grade alchemist? Li Tongtian frowned slightly, a little shocked. Since when did a 6th grade alchemist become so cheap? Any random person could be a 6th grade alchemist. This made him, the fake holy son of Danwu College, feel very hurt. More or less, he might even be a middle stage 6th grade alchemist. Ning Yu nodded. He is a formidable opponent, Li Tongtian said in a low voice. I just wonder what grade of energy transformation pill he can refine. Rumble. As soon as Li Tongtian finished his sentence, Xie Yan slapped the cauldron hard on the round platform. In an instant, the lid of the cauldron flew up and a round pill shot out from the cauldron. Smack! Xie Yan's hands moved quickly and he caught the pill firmly in his hand. Middle stage energy transformation pill? In the instant that the energy transformation pill flew out of the cauldron, Ning Yu discovered its true grade. Middle stage. Using such a crazy method of refining pills, Xie Yan was actually able to refine a middle-stage energy transformation pill. He really had some skills. Swoosh! When the crowd in the square saw that Xie Yan had not only successfully refined the energy transformation pill, but that it had also reached the middle stage, they were all shocked. The talent that Xie Yan had displayed was probably enough to rank him in the top 5 among all the people present. Whoosh! Xie Yan had successfully refined the energy transformation pill at the 50th minute. In the remaining 10 minutes, a few more alchemists had successfully refined their pills. Time's up. At the 60th minute, Danshenzi announced in a clear voice, "All alchemists, leave the round platform immediately. I will begin to inspect the pills that you have refined." Swoosh, swoosh. Hearing Danshenzi's words, the martial artists who did not manage to refine the energy transformation pill within the allotted time revealed looks of disappointment. Actually, it was no wonder that they were disappointed. This was because once they entered the 4th round, they would receive a generous reward from Danwu College. Danwu College was a colossus. The reward that they would give would definitely not be bad. Danshenzi did not care about the disappointed expressions of these alchemists. He split his soul perception and began to inspect the authenticity of the energy transformation pill that everyone had refined. After a while, Danshenzi said in a deep voice, "There are a total of 16 martial artists who have successfully refined the energy transformation pill." Unfortunately, speaking up to this point, Danshenzi paused for a moment before continuing, "Among these energy transformation pills, the best quality is high grade. There are no transcendent grade energy transformation pills. Therefore, in the 4th round of elimination, no one will be able to obtain an additional 10-minute. Without further ado, I will now introduce the rules of the 4th round." Danshenzi's voice contained some yuan energy, causing everyone in the square to hear it clearly. The 4th round is the elimination round. It will be a one-on-one refining of pills. The rules are very simple. The loser will be directly eliminated. Whoosh! Danshenzi's words had just landed when the crowd burst into an uproar. The loser would be directly eliminated. This rule was simply too cruel. One could imagine that if two exceptional alchemy geniuses were to meet each other, wouldn't they be at a disadvantage? "President Peng, I suggest we change this rule." On the high platform, old ancestor demonic Jiu lightly said, "The rules are heartless. In my opinion, the 4th round will continue to refine grade 5 energy transformation pills. The loser will be directly eliminated, but if the loser can refine a transcendent grade energy transformation pill within the allotted time, he can still smoothly advance to the next round." Saying so, old ancestor demonic Jiu did not wait for Peng Zhou's approval and immediately sent a soul message to Danshenzi, expressing his thoughts. Danshenzi's face was filled with black lines as he turned to look at Peng Zhou. Peng Zhou's expression was gloomy, and his heart was filled with anger. Originally, he wanted to use the rules to eliminate the several fake holy princes of Danwu College one by one, but now it seemed that his plan had failed. Although he was furious, Peng Zhou still nodded to Danshenzi, indicating that he would follow old ancestor demonic Jiu's suggestion. In line with the principle of humanization, the 4th round will still be refining energy transformation pills. The allotted time is 1 hour. Danshenzi took a deep breath and said, "In this 1 hour, whoever refines an energy transformation pill first will directly advance to the next round." Chapter 655. Chapter 655, A Trap? Ning Yu's brows furrowed. He could refine a supreme grade transformation pill, but he didn't want to expose himself too early in the elimination round. "Ning Yu, why is there a need to refine a supreme grade transformation pill in the elimination round?" Li Tongtian couldn't understand. Logically speaking, each round should be harder than the previous one, but the current rules didn't seem to show any difficulty. There's no problem refining any pill. The Supreme Grade Transformation Pill is a 5th grade pill. It's much easier to refine compared to 6th grade pills. Ning Yu continued, "Later on you can see who your opponent is. If you have the confidence to win, then refine a Supreme Grade Transformation Pill as fast as possible. If you don't have the confidence to win, then don't be too anxious. Instead, you should prepare to refine a supreme grade transformation pill." Cough, cough. Right at this moment, old ancestor demonic dove coughed twice on the high platform and said, The Danwu Academy has prepared a generous prize for all alchemists who enter the 4th round. After the alchemy competition ends, everyone can go to the Danwu Academy to collect it. F***ck. Old ancestor demonic Zhou's words left Peng Zhou speechless. If it wasn't for his fear of old ancestor demonic Zhou's strength, he would have taught him a lesson. This was a blatant competition for geniuses. If half of the 16 geniuses joined Danwu College, then in a few years, Danwu College would dominate the Great Xia Kingdom. At that time, the Alchemy Union's development in the Great Xia Kingdom would be greatly restricted. He didn't dare to voice his anger. Peng Zhou was really angry, but he didn't dare to say anything. He could only grit his teeth and swallow it. If there's nothing else, the competition can begin. Saying this, old ancestor demonic Zhou closed his eyes and no longer spoke. The first round, Ren Xiangtian against Sun Ku. Dan Chenzi announced. Swish, swish. As Dan Chenzi's voice fell, 2 figures flew out from the square and landed on the first round stage. The second round, Zhao Kuo against He Hu. Dan Chenzi continued. Swish, swish. Zhao Kuo and He Hu landed on the second round dais together. The third match is also the last match of this stage. Li Tongtian vs. Xie Yan. Dan Chenzi announced expressionlessly. Hearing this arrangement, Ning Yu's heart tightened, and he faintly felt that something was wrong. Ning Yu grabbed Li Tongtian's shoulder and said in a low voice, "If you compete with Xie Yan to see who can concoct the lower-grade energy transformation pill first, you will not have any advantage." Li Tongtian asked doubtfully, "You mean to say that you want me to prepare to refine a supreme-grade vitality transformation pill?" "No." Ning Yu shook his head and said, "When you go up later, just do as I say. I guarantee that you'll be able to advance easily." Li Tongtian was just about to say something when he felt a wave of information enter his mind. Instantly, a look of relief appeared on his face. Whoosh! In the next moment, Li Tongtian leaped up and landed steadily on the third round platform. "Ning Yu, do you think Li Tongtian will be able to defeat Xie Yan?" Feng Zi was more familiar with Li Tongtian and was very concerned about whether Li Tongtian would be able to win. "No problem. Although Li Tongtian might not be as good as Xie Yan in terms of raw strength, he will have no problem advancing." Ning Yu waved his hand, indicating that Feng Zi could rest assured. You're Li Tongtian, the fake holy son of Danwu College." On the third round platform, Xie Yan's lips curled up and he said sinisterly, "Initially, I wanted to let you pass this round successfully on account of how hard it was for you to cultivate. Unfortunately, you and Ning Yu know each other, so I have no choice but to eliminate you." As he spoke, Xie Yan immediately threw the alchemy furnace into the air, intending to concoct the energy transformation pill. "Wait a moment," Li Tongtian said. "Pardon me for asking, but what grade of pill are you intending to concoct?" "Of course it's the lower-grade energy transformation pill. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you want to refine a supreme-grade vitality transformation pill?" Xie Yan said calmly. "I knew it." Li Tongtian shrugged and said, "Go ahead and concoct your lower-grade energy transformation pill. I'm not afraid to tell you that I'm intending to refine a supreme-grade energy transformation pill." Li Tongtian's voice was slightly louder, and all the martial artists in the square heard him clearly. As he finished speaking, Li Tongtian did not care about Xie Yan's reaction. He grabbed a medicinal herb, threw it into the alchemy furnace, and began to concoct the energy transformation pill. "Damn it!" Xie Yan's face darkened. As the top alchemist in West Mountain City, he could not tolerate being mocked in front of so many people. However, Xie Yan did not lose his rationality. He knew that this was only the elimination round and not the finals. If he were to concoct a supreme-grade energy transformation pill now, he would definitely become the center of attention. This would be extremely disadvantageous to him. Trying to goad me into concocting a supreme-grade energy transformation pill? Not so easy, Xie Yan said coldly as he concocted the pill. At the same time, Xie Yan looked towards Ningyu, wanting to provoke him. However, when he saw Ningyu's actions, he was momentarily stunned. Ningyu took out an alchemy furnace and threw it above his head. A blue flame appeared on the fingertips of his right hand, burning the alchemy furnace. His left hand continued to throw medicinal herbs into the furnace. Xie Yan was dumbfounded by Ningyu's action. "What is Ningyu doing?" A martial artist asked curiously. "What else can he be doing?" "It's obvious that he's concocting an energy transformation pill," a fifth-tier alchemist explained. "If I'm not wrong, Ningyu is concocting a supreme-grade energy transformation pill." "What? That's impossible. Ningyu would not be so stupid as to concoct a supreme-grade energy transformation pill at this juncture. Nothing is impossible. Ningyu said that he wants to be the first alchemist to concoct a supreme-grade energy transformation pill in this alchemy competition." Acting all mysterious, Xie Yan snorted coldly. He immediately grabbed the medicinal herbs and placed them into the furnace one by one. "Done." Xie Yan had just started when Ningyu shouted. At the same time, he slammed his right hand heavily on the furnace. Xie Yan hurriedly stopped. He wanted to see if Ningyu could really concoct a supreme-grade energy transformation pill. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Time passed minute by minute, but Ningyu did not take out the energy transformation pill from the furnace. 10 minutes later, Ningyu shrugged his shoulders and said, "Sigh, failed. It seems that a supreme-grade energy transformation pill is indeed difficult to concoct." "Ha, I thought you could really concoct a supreme-grade energy transformation pill. So it's just a silver spear waxhead. What do you mean?" Xie Yan threw his head back and laughed when he heard Ningyu's sigh. However, before he could finish laughing, his expression changed drastically. His face was filled with confusion. "Done." On the other side, Li Tongtian shouted in a low voice. In front of everyone, he took out a round pill from the furnace. To be able to concoct an energy transformation pill in 10 minutes, Li Tongtian is indeed capable. Of course, Li Tongtian is the fake holy son of Danwu College. Concocting a low-grade energy transformation pill in 10 minutes is already considered slow. This is considered slow? Then how fast is it? There are rumors that there is a fake holy son of Danwu College called Hang Dong. Xie Yan only heard the first few sentences of the crowd's discussion. He did not pay attention to the rest of the discussion. I still fell into his trap. Xie Yan's expression was extremely ugly. He glared at Ningyu, then automatically blocked all news and began to concoct the energy transformation pill. Chapter 656. The Two Great Royal Cities. Chapter 656. Thanks a lot for this. Li Tongtian placed the essence transformation pill on the table and walked to Ningyu's side. If not for you, I wouldn't have advanced to the next round so easily. Don't belittle yourself. With your alchemy skills, it's not too difficult for you to make a supreme essence transformation pill within an hour. Ningyu knew Li Tongtian's abilities. A supreme essence transformation pill was not a problem for him. Among all the alchemists participating in the alchemy competition, Li Tongtian's alchemy skills were enough to rank in the top 5. After all, Li Tongtian had relied on his talent in alchemy and not his martial skills to become the fake saint. Zhao Kuo and Ren Xiangtian are about to form their pills too. Ningyu wanted to say something, but his eyes narrowed as he looked at the first and second round tables. Bam! Bam! Zhao Kuo and Ren Xiangtian slapped their cauldrons at the same time and took out a round pill. Essence Transformation Pill. It had only been 10 minutes since the start of the elimination round, but Zhao Kuo and Ren Xiangtian had already refined the Essence Transformation Pill. The elimination round is the time to show off your true abilities. Any carelessness will lead to failure, Li Tongtian murmured with a serious expression. The alchemy competition had gathered almost all the alchemy geniuses in the entire Great Xia Kingdom. After 3 rounds of selection, only 16 alchemists emerged. It was now the 4th elimination round. If they won, they would advance to the next round. If they lost, they would have to pack up and go home. In the 3rd round, he was still able to hold back, but in the 4th round, it was truly like the 8 immortals crossing the sea, each displaying their own abilities. Swish. After placing the essence transformation pill on the table, Zhao Kuo walked down the round table and flew towards Ningyu. Ningyu was expressionless as he watched Zhao Kuo approach him. He knew what Zhao Kuo wanted to do without thinking. Haha, Ningyu, let me tell you first. You will most likely be facing the fake saint of Danwu College, Hang Dong. As expected, the first words Zhao Kuo said after he arrived were filled with complacency. Zhao Kuo's voice was very low, so low that only Ningyu could hear him. Danwu College has sent 3 fake holy sons this time. Hang Dong's alchemy skills are very strong. If you want to compete with him on the same stage, think about whether you can refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first. After saying that, Zhao Kuo looked at Ningyu complacently. Can I ask you something? Ningyu automatically filtered out Zhao Kuo's question and asked, Have you lost your mind? Or perhaps you're here to give me transcendent origin crystals again? Or do you want to kneel down? You. Upon hearing Ningyu's mocking words, Zhao Kuo's face turned livid with rage. Relatively speaking, losing the essence crystals to Ningyu was secondary. What made him feel most embarrassed was that he had to kneel down and admit his mistake to Ningyu in front of so many people. This was what he could not accept the most. Ever since he had knelt down to make the heavenly oath, he had been thinking about revenge against Ningyu all the time. Taking a deep breath, Zhao Kuo tried his best to calm himself down and said in a deep voice, Don't try to win with your words. Since you're so arrogant, I might as well tell you another unfortunate news. People from Great Hill Royal City are here. Zhao Kuo said coldly, Let me give you a friendly reminder. If you don't want to die, you'd better stay in Danwu College and don't go out. Otherwise, you'll die a horrible death. What does it have to do with me whether people from Great Hill Royal City are here or not? Ningyu asked doubtfully. It does, of course it does. Zhao Kuo grinned evilly. Siduan is from Great Hill Royal City. He didn't participate in the alchemy competition this time, which means he's most likely in danger. Back in the Alchemy Union, everyone knew that you had a conflict with Siduan. Now that Siduan is missing, you're the biggest suspect. Oh right, I heard that Great Hill Royal City's Sidu family sent 2 experts. Zhao Kuo paused for a moment, then told Ningyu through his soul, one of them is the Sidu family's current family leader, whose cultivation base is at the peak of Yinyang realm. The other one is the Sidu family's old ancestor, whose cultivation base is at the half-step manifestation realm. Swoosh. Ningyu's heart skipped a beat. With his current force, he was not afraid of a martial artist at the peak of Yinyang realm. But if he were to encounter a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, he would have no choice but to die. Although he was shocked, Ningyu's expression did not change. He said calmly, You're an idiot. Whatever you say is right. I don't want to refute you. Who are you calling an idiot? Zhao Kuo said fiercely. I'm too lazy to talk to an idiot. It's dragging down my intelligence. Shrugging his shoulders, Ningyu replied, There's a type of person in the world that will pull your IQ to the same level as him and use his abundant experience to defeat you. There's only one way to deal with this kind of person, and that's to use your fists. Swoosh. As he spoke, Ningyu slightly released his aura and quietly suppressed Zhao Kuo. I won't lower myself to your level. Sensing the aura emanating from Ningyu's body, Zhao Kuo's expression changed slightly. He glared at Ningyu, then walked away. Swoosh. As soon as Zhao Kuo left, Ren Xiangtian came over. Ningyu, the force behind Zhao Kuo, is familiar with the Situ family. You'd better be careful. Ren Xiangtian lowered his voice and said, Situ One is from Great Hill Royal City, and Zhao Kuo is from King Jie City. Great Hill Royal City and King Jie City are the only cities in the capital. There are many hidden talents in them, and they even have half-step manifestation realm martial artists. Seeing that Ningyu did not take this matter seriously, Ren Xiangtian hurriedly said, Only a few people in the capital know about Situ One and Zhao Kuo's background. Ordinary people think that they belong to the Alchemy Union, but they don't know how powerful the force behind them is. Different situations call for different actions, Ningyu said. Ningyu, half-step manifestation realm martial artists are not easy to deal with, Li Tongtian said. At this moment, Li Tongtian said, I suggest that after the alchemy competition ends, you return to the Dan Wu Academy to participate in the Holy Sun test. As long as you can become the Holy Sun, even if a half-step creation realm martial artist wants to touch you, they would have to weigh their own strength first. Thank you for the reminder. I'll think about it, Ningyu said in a low voice with a slight frown. Boom. At this moment, a sound rang out from round table number 3. Everyone followed the voice and looked over, only to see a sparkling and translucent medicinal pill in Xie Yan's hand. The pill emitted a faint white mist. It was obvious that it was a supreme yuan converting pill in Xie Yan's hand. Gulp! When everyone in the square saw the pill in Xie Yan's hand, they swallowed a mouthful of saliva and revealed a shocked expression. In less than 30 minutes, no, it should be less than 20 minutes, Xie Yan had actually refined a supreme yuan converting pill. This time was indeed heaven-defying. Crack! Crack! At the same time, 2 more cracking sounds came from the other 2 round tables. Pill explosion. Xie Yan refining a supreme yuan converting pill had a huge impact on He Hu and Sun Ku. It caused their pills to explode, and they were eliminated from the competition. Cough cough, there are 4 people who will successfully advance to the next round. They are Zhao Kuo, Ren Xiangtian, Li Tongtian, and Xie Yan, who refined a supreme yuan converting pill. Chapter 657. Pill formation at the same time. Whoosh. The expressions of the people around Ningyu changed slightly when they heard the names of the 2 sides in the first round. Among them, Li Tongtian's face was filled with worry. Ningyu, Hangdong's alchemy skills can be ranked in the top 3 among the 8 fake saints of Danwu College. You have to be careful when you fight him. Top 3? Ningyu frowned slightly and asked, How long will it take for Hangdong to refine the low-grade origin transformation pill? I don't know the specifics, but I've seen Hangdong refine transcendent grade essence transformation pills. Li Tongtian thought for a moment and said, A month ago, when Hangdong challenged the projection of the saint, he refined a transcendent grade essence dissipation pill. At that time, he used about 15 minutes to refine the pill. But unfortunately, Hangdong still lost in the end, because the saint's projection refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Ningyu's heart was slightly heavy. The last time he refined a transcendent grade origin transformation pill for Xikongling, it also took him 10 minutes. A month ago, Hangdong was able to refine a transcendent grade yuan transformation pill in 15 minutes. From this, it could be seen that Hangdong could probably refine a transcendent grade yuan transformation pill in around 10 minutes. In Danwu College, Hangdong has a nickname. Li Tongtian hesitated slightly, but still said, Little Pill King. Ningyu, you don't dare to go on stage? While Ningyu was still conversing with Li Tongtian, Zhao Kuo shouted from the other side, If you know what's good for you, you'd better admit defeat as soon as possible. Save yourself the embarrassment when you lose later, ha ha ha. Wait a moment. Ningyu did not even look at Zhao Kuo. He leaped into the air and landed on the first round dais. Ning Yu, among all the participants in the alchemy competition, there are two people that I'm interested in. Seeing Ning Yu ascend the stage, Hang Dong said indifferently, "You count as one, and that Xie Yan who refined a transcendent grade essence transformation pill counts as one. If we compete in refining inferior grade essence transformation pills, it would be meaningless. In my opinion, we should compete to see who can refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first." "As you wish." Ning Yu did not reject Hang Dong, but nodded. "All right." After receiving Ning Yu's affirmation, Hang Dong immediately took out his alchemy furnace and started to refine pills. Seeing Hang Dong's actions, Ning Yu's face darkened. In the next moment, Ning Yu also took out the pill furnace on his body and started refining the yuan converting pill together with Hang Dong. While Ning Yu and Hang Dong were refining pills, Dan Chenzi introduced the remaining 8 matches. However, the majority of the audience's attention shifted to the first round dais. They wanted to see who among Ning Yu and Hang Dong would refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first. After all, they had heard Hang Dong's words very clearly. Others could not wait to refine inferior grade essence transformation pills, but these two cultivators wanted to refine transcendent grade essence transformation pills right from the start. "It'd be best if their pills explode," Zhaoque said coldly from a corner of the square. To Zhaoque, he would be very happy if Ning Yu failed to advance to the next round. Dong. On the high dais, Ancestor Demonic Jiu slowly tapped his fingers on the chair under him, feeling a little angry in his heart. Dan Chenzi's arrangement of this match was obviously to make things difficult for Danwu College and him. Both Ning Yu and Hang Dong were Danwu College's fake holy princes. Letting them meet in the first round of the elimination round was somewhat unfair. Although Ancestor Demonic Jiu did not doubt Ning Yu and Hang Dong's strength, Dan Chenzi's arrangement still made him unhappy. If there are no accidents after this round, there should be 10 alchemists advancing to the next round. In other words, the top 10 will be chosen. Seeing Ancestor Demonic Jiu's unhappy expression, Pringzhou hurriedly said, "In your opinion, what grade of pill should we refine in the next round?" "Simple." Ancestor Demonic Jiu pondered for a moment before slowly saying, "In the next round, the top 3 will be chosen." "What? Choose 3 out of 10? Pringzhou exclaimed in surprise. "Hee, there's nothing to fuss about." Beside him, Black Widow said with a smile, "Go and prepare 10 sets of the same herbs and let them combine them. Then, according to the grade of the pill they refine, the top 3 will be easily chosen." "That's reasonable. I'll go and prepare first, please wait a moment." Saying so, Pringzhou left the high platform and hurriedly went to prepare. "Old Ancestor Demon Jiu, in your opinion, between Ning Yu and Hang Dong, who do you think will be able to refine a transcendent grade essence transformation pill first?" After Pringzhou left, the Black Widow looked at the 2 people refining pills on the round platform and asked. "A month ago, Hang Dong could refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in 15 minutes. Ancestor Demonic Jiu did not immediately answer Black Widow's question. Instead, he said, "In the next Holy Prince assessment, Hang Dong has a high chance of becoming a Holy Prince. The 100 Academy tournament is about to begin. Danwu College really needs a Holy Prince to support them. Otherwise, they won't be able to win against the other academies." Black Widow said solemnly, "Let's wait and see. I'm more interested in Ning Yu. Who knows, he might bring me a pleasant surprise." Ancestor Demonic Jiu looked at the round platform and frowned. At the same time, on the first round platform, Ning Yu and Hang Dong were doing their best to refine the essence transformation pill. The speed at which they grabbed the herbs was very fast. Almost every minute they would grab several herbs and throw them into the pill furnace. In the blink of an eye, 5 minutes passed. In 5 minutes, the other alchemists on the round platforms had only thrown half of the herbs into the pill furnace, while Ning Yu and Hang Dong had refined all the herbs. Refining all the herbs in 5 minutes, this speed is indeed terrifying. At this speed, doesn't it mean that they can refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in 10 minutes? Refining a transcendent essence transformation pill in 10 minutes? That's too heaven-defying. Heaven-defying. Just now, Xie Yan used less than 20 minutes to refine a transcendent essence transformation pill. Ning Yu and Hang Dong are both Danwu College's fake holy princes, so they should be faster. The discussion in the square did not affect Ning Yu and Hang Dong at the round platform at all. It could be said that Hang Dong was the strongest alchemist Ning Yu had met in an alchemy competition since his rebirth. Hang Dong can refine a transcendent essence transformation pill in about 10 minutes. Although Hang Dong was a strong opponent, Ning Yu's heart did not fluctuate too much. On the contrary, Ning Yu was still calculating how long Hang Dong would take to refine a transcendent essence transformation pill. The tree that stood out in Lin Feng's way must be destroyed. This was a principle that Ning Yu was very clear about. Therefore, Ning Yu decided to form the pill together with Hang Dong. This way there would not be so much trouble. Buzz. Time passed, and 5 minutes passed quickly. Suddenly, the corners of Hang Dong's mouth curled up, and he said to Ning Yu, "I'll go first." Crack. As soon as Hang Dong's voice fell, he immediately patted the pill furnace, and in an instant, a pill flew out of the pill furnace. Haha, what a coincidence, I've formed the pill. Chapter 658. Soul Wood Swoosh. Ning Yu and Hang Dong completed their pills at the same time, causing the square to instantly become quiet. 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes had passed since the two of them refined the essence transformation pills. In 10 minutes, the other alchemists on the round tables had not even refined a low-grade essence transformation pill, but Ning Yu and Hang Dong had refined a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill. Gulp. After a while, someone swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and the originally quiet square instantly became noisy. This is too unbelievable. Refining a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. Are you sure that the two of them are not 7th-grade alchemists? They are both fake holy sons of Danwu College. It is understandable that they can refine a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill in such a short time. Sigh, in this alchemy competition, the 4 fake holy sons of Danwu College will definitely take the top 4. Hee, you can't be so sure. Suddenly, a 4th-grade alchemist smiled and said, Dan Chenzi's last disciple, Yi Tian, is also participating in the alchemy competition. He is on the 5th round table. Swoosh. Hearing the words of the 4th-grade alchemist, everyone looked at the 5th round table. They saw Yi Tian, who was on the round table, slamming his palm on the cauldron. Suddenly, a pill that was emitting white mist shot out of the cauldron. A transcendent-grade essence transformation pill. The shock that Yi Tian refined a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill was no less than that of Ning Yu and Hang Dong. This was because Yi Tian's soul power was only at the early stage of 5th grade. Meanwhile, Ning Yu and Hang Dong were at least at the peak of 5th grade. Although Yi Tian used 13 minutes to refine a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill, it was enough to shock everyone. One could imagine that when Yi Tian's soul power increased to the peak of 5th grade, he would definitely be able to refine a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill within 10 minutes. How can Yi Tian refine a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill so quickly? Ning Yu looked at Yi Tian, who was walking down the 5th round table, and could not help but frown. No one knew Yi Tian's alchemy level better than Ning Yu. In short, Ning Yu did not believe that Yi Tian could refine a transcendent-grade essence transformation pill in 13 minutes. Are you surprised that I refined a transcendent-grade yuan transformation pill? Just as Ning Yu was deep in thought, a voice entered his ears. I was wondering who it was. So it's Yi Tian, young Master Yi. Hearing the familiar voice in his ear, Ningyu smiled and said, "What, young master, ye still wants to compete with me in refining the origin melting pill?" Without waiting for Yi Tian to speak, Ningyu continued, "I admire your courage. You lost to me twice in Danwu College, yet you still dare to challenge me. I have to say, you are indeed arrogant." "I'm arrogant." Yi Tian opened his mouth. He didn't expect Ningyu to be so eloquent. Actually, Yi Tian had not come to challenge Ningyu this time, but to make fun of Ningyu. But hearing Ningyu's words, Yi Tian changed his mind. His lips curled up and he said, "Since you're so interested, let's have another bet." Swoosh. With that, Yi Tian flipped his wrist and took out a small branch from his pocket. Spirit wood. Just as Yi Tian took out the branch, Hang Dong exclaimed, "It's spirit wood! No wonder you can refine transcendent grade yuan transformation pills." Ignoring Hang Dong's shock, Yi Tian waved the spirit wood in his hand and said to Ningyu, "Let's each use a portion of our soul power. As long as you can suppress my soul power, I'll give this spirit wood to you." "Ningyu, don't bet with him," Li Tongtian said hurriedly. Although Yi Tian's soul power is only at early stage 5th grade, with the support of the spirit wood, his soul power can reach 6th grade or even 7th grade in a short period of time. "It's fine." Ningyu waved his hand, indicating that Li Tongtian did not have to worry. "Alright. I admire that courage of yours." Yi Tian raised an eyebrow and said, "If you lose, not only will you forfeit this alchemy competition, you will also have to give me 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals." "Hee, you're quite the wishful thinking. You know that I have 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals on me." Ningyu smiled and took out the storage bag from his storage ring. "Don't worry, 600,000 transcendent grade yuan crystals are here. As long as you beat me, they will naturally be yours." "Alright. Let's begin." Yi Tian's eyes turned cold, and he immediately separated a portion of his soul power from his body. However, this portion of soul power first entered the spirit wood, and then floated above his head. "You can use your soul power now. I want to see whether your peak 5th grade or my early stage soul power is stronger," Yi Tian said proudly, as if victory was already in his grasp. "As you wish." Ningyu's face was expressionless. With a flick of his wrist, a portion of soul power surged out of his body and quickly flew towards the soul power above Yi Tian's head. On the surface, Ningyu's soul power was at the peak of 5th grade, while Yi Tian's was at the early stage. However, Ancestor Demonic Jiao, who was on the high platform, knew the secret behind it. Interesting. Both of them are pretending to be weak. Old Ancestor Demonic Jiao looked at the two soul forces with interest and murmured, "Yi Tian used the soul wood, but I wonder what Ningyu used. Yi Tian will really cause trouble for me." Dan Chenzi's expression was a little ugly. The spirit wood was a rare treasure, and Yi Tian actually dared to use it as a bet. If he lost, the consequences would be unimaginable. "When the alchemy competition is over, I will immediately take back the spirit wood," Dan Chenzi said fiercely. The reason why Dan Chenzi gave the spirit wood to Yi Tian was so that Yi Tian could enter the top 3 and enter the pill cave of Danwu College. Otherwise, he would not have given such a precious spirit wood to Yi Tian. "Ningyu, your soul power seems to be at a disadvantage." On the other side, Yi Tian raised his head and looked at the soul power he was suppressing. "In another 3 minutes, your soul power will be completely defeated. Looks like your 600,000 pieces of top-grade essence crystals will belong to me." "Is that so? I might have to disappoint you." Ningyu shrugged. "Disappoint me? You too, what?" Yi Tian wanted to ridicule Ningyu, but his eyes widened when he saw something that made him tremble. Chi. In midair, Ningyu's soul power suddenly erupted with a powerful force, directly suppressing Yi Tian's soul power. Ningyu did not give Yi Tian the slightest chance and instantly destroyed Yi Tian's soul power. Pucci. With his soul power thoroughly destroyed, Yi Tian opened his mouth and spat out a mouthful of dark red blood. His complexion became deathly pale. Yi Tian never would have thought that his soul power enhanced to late-stage grade 6 by relying on the spirit wood was actually instantly destroyed by Ningyu. No, you cheated. The strength of your soul power is only peak grade 5. How can you destroy my soul power? Yi Tian yelled crazily. You can use the spirit wood. Why can't I use other things? Ningyu could not be bothered with Yi Tian. Both his feet stepped on the ground and rushed out with an extremely shocking speed. Chapter 659. One move. Not good. Yi Tian's expression changed as he watched Ningyu closing in on him. He hastily retreated. Shua. However, Yi Tian's speed of retreat was clearly slower than Ningyu's. Soon, Yi Tian was caught up. Ningyu, the soul wood belongs to my master, Danchenzi. How dare you snatch it? Seeing that there was no way to escape, Yi Tian brought up his master, Danchenzi, in hopes that Ningyu would back off. Whether it was cultivation or soul force, Danchenzi crushed Ningyu in all aspects. Aside from Yi Tian, everyone else in the square thought that Ningyu would give up on the soul wood. Since you've lost the bet, you must accept the loss. You've already lost the soul wood to me, so I'm just taking what belongs to me. Ningyu did not take Yi Tian's words to heart. He instantly appeared in front of Yi Tian and reached out with his right hand to grab the soul wood. But just as Ningyu's hand was about to touch the soul wood, a cold snort rang in his ear. Humph! You dare to snatch my soul wood? I think you're tired of living. Danchenzi snorted coldly. With a flick of his wrist, a huge palm print appeared and slammed towards Ningyu's chest. Danchenzi's palm was powerful and contained violent yuan qi fluctuations. Even an ordinary early yin-yang stage cultivator would not dare to take it head-on. Old ancestor demonic Jiu, Ningyu is the fake holy son of Danwu College. Aren't you going to help him? The corner of Black Widow's mouth curled into a smile. Haha, Ningyu is still not calm enough. Danchenzi is a peak yin-yang stage cultivator, so he can take down Ningyu's prestige. Old ancestor demonic Jiu laughed. Moreover, Danchenzi won't dare to kill Ningyu. At most, he'll just teach him a lesson. I feel that things aren't that simple. Black Widow frowned. Old ancestor demonic Jiu raised an eyebrow. Do you think that Ningyu can fight Danchenzi head-on? Don't think too much about it. If Ningyu had advanced to the early yin-yang stage, I might have believed it, but he is only at the peak of the primal core stage. It is impossible. What? Ancestor demonic Jiu did not believe that Ningyu could face Danchenzi head-on. But just as his gaze shifted to the sky above the square, his mouth opened slightly, revealing a shocked expression. Ningyu and Danchenzi stood in the air, neither making a move. Below them, Yi Tian held his head in his hands, his face contorted in pain. Danchenzi, if you're willing to bet, you must be willing to accept your loss. I really wonder how you've lived for so long. Ningyu shook the spirit wood in his hand and said, Also, the spirit wood is such an important thing, yet you gave it to Yi Tian. TSK, I have to say, you're really naive. Danchenzi's chest heaved up and down, on the verge of exploding in anger. He did not care about making a fool of himself in front of so many people. He did not care about being ridiculed by Ningyu. What he cared about was the spirit wood. Without the spirit wood, Yi Tian would not be able to win the top 3 in the alchemy competition, and he would not be able to enter Danwu College's pill cave. Danchenzi glanced at ancestor demonic Jiu on the high platform, took a deep breath, and said, Ningyu, state your conditions. What do I need to do to return the spirit wood to me? In fact, Danchenzi had no other choice. Ancestor demonic Jiu's presence here had cut off all thoughts of using force to take back the spirit wood. If he tried to forcefully attack Ningyu, ancestor demonic Jiu would definitely not sit idly by. Not to mention, Ningyu's strength had exceeded his expectations. Just now, he had used 50% of his strength, but Ningyu had easily blocked it. If I want to kill Ningyu here, I need to use at least 80% of my strength. Danshanzi said fiercely. I do have a condition, but you probably won't agree. Ningyu pondered for a moment and said, State your condition. As long as I can do it, I will definitely satisfy you. Danshanzi said solemnly. Compared to entering the pill cave, Danshanzi could think of a way to agree to any condition. Very simple, make Yi Tian withdraw from the alchemy competition, and give me an additional 2 million transcendent-grade essence crystals. Ningyu shrugged and said, the market price of the spirit wood should be around 3 to 4 million transcendent-grade essence crystals. Me asking you for 2 million is already being extremely benevolent. Think about it. Crack crack. Hearing Ningyu's words, Danshanzi's hands clenched into fists, trying his best to restrain himself from exploding. He could take out 2 million transcendent-grade essence crystals, but to make Yi Tian withdraw from the alchemy competition, he couldn't do it no matter what. Because if Yi Tian withdrew from the competition, he also wouldn't be able to enter the pill cave. Danshanzi, I'll give you a chance. Shua. Just as Danshanzi was about to attack regardless of the price, Ancestor Demonic Jiu tore through the void and appeared beside him. What chance? Danshanzi asked. As long as you can take one move from Ningyu without collapsing, I can make the decision to return the spirit wood to you. Ancestor Demonic Jiu said. Voila. When the crowd heard this, their hearts trembled, and they all looked at Ancestor Demonic Jiu with doubt. If they didn't know that Ancestor Demonic Jiu was a disciple of Danwu College, they would have thought that Ancestor Demonic Jiu and Danshanzi were standing on the same side. Ningyu is only a peak Yuan Dan, but Danshanzi is at the peak Yin Yang stage. The two are simply not on the same level. Forget one move, even if Ningyu used 8 or 10 moves, it would still be impossible for him to defeat Danshanzi. The fact that Ningyu had blocked Danshanzi's move earlier had indeed shocked everyone. However, no one believed that he could defeat Danshanzi in a single move. None of them were optimistic about his chances. Is that true? Danshanzi's face lit up and he hurriedly asked. Yes. Ancestor Demonic Jiu replied, and his figure flickered, returning to the high platform. This, your mother. Seeing Ancestor Demonic Jiu leave so irresponsibly, Ningyu cursed in his heart. Scam, what a scam! The spirit wood was won by me? Why are you making the decision for me? Ancestor Demonic Jiu, why are you doing this? On the high platform, Black Widow asked in confusion. Black Widow couldn't understand why Ancestor Demonic Jiu would want Ningyu to give up such a precious treasure like the spirit wood. Danshanzi is not a soft persimmon. The fact that he could become the Pill King of the Grand Xia Kingdom is enough to prove his ability. Ancestor Demonic Jiu sighed and slowly said, there are many hidden old monsters in the Grand Xia Kingdom, and all of them have asked Danshanzi for medicinal pills. If Danshanzi wants to kill Ningyu, there's no need for him to do it himself. He only needs to spread the word, and there will be many people who will help him deal with Ningyu. But if Danwu College spread the word, I believe that the hidden old monsters in the Grand Xia Kingdom will give Danwu College face. Black Widow frowned. Don't be too optimistic. Danwu College's upper echelons are not decided by me. They are divided into several factions. Ancestor Demonic Jiu shook his head, and then closed his eyes, no longer speaking. Shua. At the same time, Danshanzi floated in the air with his hands behind his back, a confident smile on his face. Chapter 660. The shocked crowd. Ningyu, I won't move. Let's see how you're going to defeat me. Ningyu's face turned solemn when he heard Danshanzi's words. Defeating Danshanzi, who was at the peak of the Yin-Yang realm, in one move was indeed very difficult. Why? You don't dare to make a move? Yi Tian had already recovered from the pain and said, Ningyu, if you know what's good for you, hand over the spirit wood as soon as possible. Otherwise, shut up. Danshanzi was already a little annoyed. When he heard Yi Tian's ungrateful words, he interrupted him and said coldly, "This has nothing to do with you. Go back and prepare for the next round of the alchemy competition." Yi Tian was instantly speechless after being reprimanded by Danshenzi. Before leaving, Yi Tian glared at Ningyu fiercely, as if saying, "Just you wait." Ningyu ignored Yi Tian. In other words, Ningyu did not take Yi Tian seriously at all. Ningyu frowned as he thought of a countermeasure. Swoosh. If I were Ningyu, I would definitely give up and return the spirit wood to Danshenzi. That's right. If I return the spirit wood to Danshenzi, I might become his friend. The fact that Ningyu did not make a move immediately caused the crowd to discuss. Friend? On the other side, Zhao Kuo could not help but smile when he heard the crowd's discussion. After offending Danshenzi, there will be no place for Ningyu in the Great Xia Kingdom from now on. Look, Ningyu is making a move. Suddenly, someone shouted, drawing the crowd's attention to Ningyu and Danshenzi. Swoosh. In midair, Ningyu immediately dashed out and punched Danshenzi's chest with a violent wave of yuan qi. Sensing the monstrous yuan energy undulations contained in Ningyu's fist, the numerous martial practitioners in the square revealed shocked expressions. Strong, he was just too strong. The power of Ningyu's punch was enough to defeat a middle-stage yin-yang realm martial artist. Bang! In the next moment, under everyone's shocked gazes, Ningyu's fist struck Danshenzi's chest. A crisp sound resounded in the area. The result did not exceed everyone's expectations. Danshenzi still floated in midair, not moving an inch. You lost. Since you agreed to the bet, you must accept your loss. Return the soul wood to me, said Danshenzi with a smile. You're willing to admit defeat? Do you think you're qualified to tell me that you're willing to concede defeat? Ningyu coldly snorted. Soon after, he changed the topic and said, Moreover, I did not lose. Reincarnation palm. Following Ningyu's cry in his heart, an extremely vigorous wave of yuan qi surged out of his sea of consciousness and entered his wrist. No one noticed that within this violent wave of yuan qi, there was a terrifying wisp of soul power and a terrifying wisp of azure spirit fire. Not good. The huge force from his chest caused Danshenzi's expression to change drastically. He hurriedly summoned all the yuan qi in his body and frantically gathered it on the surface of his chest, hoping to block Ningyu's palm print. However, it was clearly too late for Danshenzi to react at this moment. Ningyu's palm suddenly exerted force, and the huge force directly blasted Danshenzi several feet back. Danshenzi spat out a mouthful of blood, and his breathing became weak. At the same time, his body swayed in midair. Ningyu, I admit that I underestimated you. However, I did not fall, so the soul wood is still mine. Danshenzi's tone was cold as he said in a deep voice. Is that so? Hearing this, Ningyu raised an eyebrow, and a smile appeared on his face. As soon as Ningyu's voice fell, Danshenzi felt a dull pain in his chest, and then he spat out a few more mouthfuls of blood. Bang! After spitting out the blood, Danshenzi's originally swaying body finally could not hold on any longer, and he directly fell to the ground. Silence! Silence! A terrifying silence! After Danshenzi fell to the ground, the entire square instantly fell silent. Not even the slightest sound of breathing could be heard. Danshenzi was a peak yin-yang stage martial artist, so how could he be defeated by Ningyu in one move? Just what level had Ningyu's strength reached? Kacha! This silence did not last long before it was broken by a crisp sound from the high platform. On the high platform, Ancestor Demonic Jiu had smashed the chair he was sitting on into pieces with a dumbfounded look on his face. Ancestor Demonic Jiu had never imagined that the peak primal core stage Ningyu would be able to defeat the peak yin-yang stage Danshenzi in one move. Although Danshenzi had merely blocked the attack, it was enough to prove Ningyu's strength. Things might go south. Ancestor Demonic Jiu's expression was solemn. It's not a big deal. After the alchemy competition ends, let Ning Yu participate in the Holy Sun assessment. With his strength, he has an 80% chance of becoming a Holy Sun. Black Widow wasn't too worried. As long as Ning Yu can suppress all the fake Holy Suns and become the Holy Son of Danwu College, I believe anyone who wants to make a move against him will have to think twice. Forget it, we'll deal with it when the time comes. When the time comes, I'll give Danshanzi a warning. Ancestor Demonic Jiao took a deep breath and said slowly, Voila! Right at this time, Ping Zhou flew out from the square's entrance with several storage bags in his hands. What happened? The moment Ping Zhou appeared, he noticed Danshanzi's miserable state. Master, it's like this. Seeing Ping Zhou appear, Zhao Kuo hurriedly transmitted his voice to him. Listening to Zhao Kuo's story, Peng Zhou's face darkened. The soul wood was such an important item, but Ning Yu had actually obtained it. Ning Yu's alchemy skills were already very high, and with the addition of the soul wood, he would definitely be able to snatch one of the top 3 spots in the alchemy competition. Really knows how to cause trouble for me. Peng Zhou wished he could skin Danshanzi alive, but he knew that he and Danshanzi were on the same side. Before entering the pill cave, they had to fight side by side. In the next instant, Peng Zhou's figure flickered, landing beside Danshanzi. Are you alright? Peng Zhou asked. I'm fine, just careless. Danshanzi said in a low voice, We must take back the soul wood no matter what. No matter the cost. Let's put this matter aside for now. Next up is the alchemy competition's top 3 competition. Whether the first step of our plan succeeds depends on whether Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian can snatch the top 3 spot. Peng Zhou said solemnly. Peng, peng. Suddenly, the sound of several pill lids flying into the air rang out. Clear and melodious sounds rang out from the other round tables. Seeing the situation on the round tables, Peng Zhou slowly rose into the air and announced in a clear voice, In this round of elimination, Ning Yu, Hang Dong, Shi Yang, Qing Qing, Liao Hua, and Zhou Hao have successfully advanced to the next round. Let's cut to the chase. The rules of the next round are very simple. Chapter 661. 5 Elements Blood Dragon Pill. The rules of the competition are quite interesting. After listening to Peng Zhou's introduction of the rules of the competition, Ning Yu raised his eyebrows and muttered. It's interesting, but I'm afraid there's something fishy going on. At the side, Li Tongtian said solemnly, The elixir was prepared by Peng Zhou. Who knows, the alchemists in the Alchemy Union might already know what medicinal ingredients are in it. Whoosh. Hearing this, Ning Yu and the others turned to look at Ren Xiangtian because Ren Xiangtian was an alchemist in the Alchemy Union. Don't look at me like that. I don't know what kind of medicinal herb is inside the storage pouch, Ren Xiangtian hastily said. Ren Xiangtian definitely didn't want to be the scapegoat. Moreover, he really did not know what medicinal herb was in the storage bag. A total of 10 alchemists, 1 round table for each of them. Just when Ren Xiangtian wanted to say something, Peng Zhou's voice resounded in the square again. You have 3 minutes to prepare. After 3 minutes, the alchemy competition will officially begin. Xiao! Xiao! In the next moment, Peng Zhou flicked his wrist and threw the 10 storage bags onto the stone table on the round platform. With that done, Peng Zhou's figure flashed and appeared beside Ancestor Demonic Jiao and the others. Peng Zhou, let me have a look at the medicinal ingredients you prepared. Seeing Peng Zhou appear, old Ancestor Demonjiu spoke. I've been ready for a long time. Peng Zhou knew that old Ancestor Demonic Jiao would definitely inspect them, so he prepared more than 10 sets of herbs. Firstly, it was to prevent old Ancestor Demonic Jiao from inspecting the pill, and secondly, it was to prevent someone else from refining a pill of the same grade. There are many ways to combine these herbs, ranging from a 1st-grade pill to a 6th-grade pill. Old Ancestor Demonic Jiao looked at the herbs in the storage bag and said solemnly, According to my observation, The highest quality pill refined from these herbs should be the 5 elements blood dragon pill. When I grabbed the medicinal ingredients, I grabbed them according to the 5 elements blood dragon pill and then put in a lot of other medicinal ingredients. Peng Zhou explained, the 5 elements blood dragon pill is a 6th grade middle stage pill. It is particularly difficult to refine. Even an ordinary 6th grade late stage alchemist may not be able to refine it. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is indeed difficult to refine. Ancestor Demongia nodded. Let's see who can refine it first. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. 3 minutes passed by quickly and the 10 alchemists appeared on the round table. Because there were a lot of herbs in the storage bag, no one started to refine pills. Everyone was secretly calculating what grade of pills they should refine. Judging from the first few rounds of the competition, it would be very difficult for him to enter the top 3 by refining a grade 5 elixir. It was very obvious that everyone had set their sights on grade 6 medicinal pills. Voila! A few minutes later, the first alchemist to refine the pill appeared. Not Xieyan, not Hang Dong, not Ningyu. Yi Tian. The first person to refine a medicinal pill was Leaf Sky. Hua. Following that, the second person started to refine pills. Both Yi Tian and Zhao Qua have started concocting pills. Judging from this, they should know what pill with the highest quality made from these herbs is. Ningyu frowned when he saw Yi Tian and Zhao Qua starting to concoct pills. He recalled the Transmigration Pill Dao book in his mind, hoping to find a higher quality pill in it. Ningyu knew very well that he could refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill with the herbs in the storage bag. Since Yi Tian and Zhao Qua started to refine pills so quickly, it meant that they were well prepared. Under this premise, it would be very difficult to defeat them with the 5 elements blood dragon pill, unless he could refine a supreme grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. With Ningyu's current soul force strength, refining a supreme grade 5 elements blood dragon pill was an impossible task. Got it. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is a mid-grade grade 6 medicinal pill. I'll refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill. Suddenly, Ningyu thought of a countermeasure. The 6 elements blood dragon pill's quality was slightly higher than the 5 elements blood dragon pill. According to the Reincarnation Pill Dao book, both pills required the same herbs, but the refining method was slightly different. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. While Ningyu was pondering, the other alchemists started to refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill. Being able to stand out among so many participating alchemists, it meant that everyone had some skills. They all knew that it was only a matter of time before they could refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill. Why hasn't Ningyu started refining pills yet? In the square, Lu Wei was slightly worried. Don't worry. Ningyu must be considering what grade of medicinal pill to refine. Xikong Ling comforted her. Ningyu can refine a supreme grade essence transformation pill in 10 minutes. He can at least enter the top 3 in this round of the competition. It's not impossible for him to compete for first place. It's going to be difficult to compete for first place. Yi Tian and Zhao Qua's speed is too fast. I think they'll be the first to succeed. Zhou Tong frowned. He was also very worried. Zhou Tong's words caused everyone's gaze to fall on Yi Tian and Zhao Qua. Yi Tian grabbed several medicinal herbs and threw them into the alchemy furnace. Then, he started to crazily burn the bottom of the alchemy furnace. Zhao Qua was slightly better than Yi Tian, but he also grabbed 2 medicinal herbs and threw them into the alchemy furnace. On the other hand, the other alchemists, even Xie Yan and Hang Dong, who had shown great alchemy skills, only grabbed 1 herb each time. Ningyu, why haven't you started refining pills yet? Zhao Qua separated a wisp of his perception and noticed Ningyu's actions. The corners of his mouth rose into a smile and he said, "Fortunately, Master had foresight and predicted that old ancestor demonic Jia would do this. I've already prepared a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Let's see how you defeat me." Fortunately, I won the soul wood from Yi Tian. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill. Ningyu took a deep breath and secretly separated a portion of his soul force. He first used the soul wood to strengthen his soul force, and then he poured it into the alchemy furnace. Afterward, Ningyu unhurriedly threw the medicinal herbs into the alchemy furnace and began refining the blood dragon pill. In any case, he only had 1 hour. It didn't matter if he finished earlier or later. As long as the final pill was of high quality, he would win. Time was ticking away. In the blink of an eye, 40 minutes had passed. Rumble! An earth-shattering rumble resounded in the air. Zhao Kuo's right hand slammed heavily on the alchemy furnace, and a blood-red pill immediately burst out from the alchemy furnace. Swish! Zhao Kuo's eyes and hands were sharp, and he firmly grasped the blood-red pill in his hand. With the blood-red pill in his hand, Zhao Kuo looked provocatively at Ningyu. The expression on his face was extremely irritating. Rumble! At this time, Yi Tian, who was on the other round platform, also slammed the alchemy furnace, doing the same thing as Zhao Kuo. As expected, Yi Tian also held a blood-red pill in his hand. Swish! Seeing the blood-red pills in Yi Tian's and Zhao Kuo's hands, all the cultivators in the square revealed expressions of disbelief. Chapter 662. Half-Step Supergrade. The strength of Yi Tian's soul power is only at the early stage of level 5, and Zhao Kuo's soul power is only at the peak of level 5. How could they possibly refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir? That's right. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is a tier 6 intermediate elixir. With the strength of their soul force, it's basically impossible for them to refine it. Don't forget that Zhao Kuo is Peng Zhou's apprentice, and Yi Tian is Dan Chenzi's apprentice. I wouldn't be surprised if they refined a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Most of the people in the square were skeptical about Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian refining the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Of course, there were also a small number of people who chose to believe in Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian. After all, both of their masters were not simple. One was Peng Zhou and the other was Dan Chenzi. Guild leader Peng, congratulations, old ancestor Jiuemo said calmly. Haha, Zhao Kuo was just lucky. It's his good fortune to be able to refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, Peng Zhou said with a smile, looking slightly excited. In Peng Zhou's opinion, a high-grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill was enough for Zhao Kuo to enter the top 3. Transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill? Peng Zhou did not believe that the other 8 alchemists would be able to refine it. One had to know that even he did not dare to say that he could refine a transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill with a 100% success rate. He could only succeed 7 or 8 times out of 10. You're right. It's indeed Zhao Kuo's good fortune to be able to refine the upper grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Ancestor Jiuemo's face was expressionless as he said, relying on the upper grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, Zhao Kuo should be able to get into the top 5. Of course, I'm sure I'll get the top. What? Top 5? Peng Zhou nodded. Just as he was about to speak, he suddenly realized something. Forefather Jiuemo wasn't talking about the top 3, but the top 5. Could it be that even a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill could not enter the top 3? Xie Yan and Hang Dong are trying to refine transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pills. Old ancestor Jiuemo glanced at the people on the round table and said, although it's difficult for them to refine a transcendent grade elixir with their soul force, as long as they can form the elixir, the final quality will definitely be higher than a high-grade elixir, reaching the half-step transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. As for Ningyu, the elixir he refined is somewhat special. It's very likely that it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Is that even possible? Peng Zhou opened his mouth slightly. Half-step transcendent grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, as the name suggested, was of higher quality than high grade and lower quality than transcendent grade. As long as Heng Dong and Xie Yan were able to refine this pill, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian would definitely be pushed out of the top two. Fortunately, Ning Yu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill. When he turned around and saw Ning Yu busying himself, Pring Zhou felt slightly relieved. Among the medicinal herbs in the storage bag, the highest grade of elixir that could be refined was the 5 elements blood dragon pill. Since Ning Yu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon pill, it meant that he had lost the qualification to compete for the top 3. He might even be ranked last. I hereby announce that the elixir refined by Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo is a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. At this moment, Danchunzi picked up the elixir on the stone table and said in a clear voice, "There's still half an hour before the end of the elixir refining. If the remaining alchemists want to compete for the top 3, they must at least refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Only then will they have the opportunity to compete for the top 3. Since this round was a competition to see who could refine the highest grade elixir, it had nothing to do with time. Even if Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian could refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill so quickly, they would not have any advantage. As long as the remaining alchemists could also refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill, they would have to compete to determine the final ranking. Look, Xie Yan is about to succeed. Suddenly, someone shouted in a low voice, pulling everyone in the square back from their shock. This time, everyone looked at Xie Yan's round table in unison. This was because Xie Yan had already refined all the medicinal ingredients and was only one step away from successfully refining the elixir. Rumble. However, before Xie Yan could finish refining the elixir, Heng Dong's eyes turned cold on another round table. In an instant, the lid of the cauldron in front of him flew out, and a round elixir shot out from the cauldron. Swoosh! Heng Dong stomped his feet on the ground and suddenly dashed out, firmly grabbing the elixir in his hand. A half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. Danchunzi and Ping Zhou swallowed a mouthful of saliva when they sensed the aura emitted by the elixir in Heng Dong's hand. Their faces were filled with shock. Although they had already guessed this outcome, they still could not accept it when it happened. Boom! However, before their shock disappeared, Xie Yan also slapped the cauldron and took out an elixir of the same quality. It was also a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. There are really hidden dragons and crouching tigers in this year's alchemy competition. They can even refine a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill. It's really terrifying. In this case, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian have been pushed down to 3rd and 4th place. It's hard to say. There are still 6 other alchemists. Who knows, there might be someone who can refine a half-step transcendent blood dragon pill. Crack! Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian's faces turned ashen when they heard the discussions of the surrounding martial artists. Originally, they thought they could take 1st and 2nd place. Who would have thought that Xie Yan and Heng Dong would be so heaven-defying and both refine a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill? Now we're tied for 3rd place. If someone refines a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill, Yi Tian said with a grave expression. That's impossible. Among these alchemists, only Xie Yan, Heng Dong, and Ning Yu have high alchemy standards, Zhao Kuo said in a deep voice. The rest are all mediocre. At most, they can refine a mid-grade 5 elements blood dragon pill. Ning Yu might also be able to refine a half-step transcendent 5 elements blood dragon pill, Yi Tian said worriedly. Hee, Master just told me that Ning Yu didn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill. Zhao Kuo said gloomily. The 5 elements blood dragon pill is a mid-grade 6th grade pill. If Ning Yu doesn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill, he'll definitely lose. That's good, that's good. Yi Tian took a deep breath and slightly relaxed. He had lost the soul wood to Ningyu. If he still couldn't win the top 3 in the alchemy competition, one could imagine how Danshinzi would punish him. Now that he heard that Ningyu didn't refine a 5 elements blood dragon pill, he even wanted to dance in front of so many people to celebrate. Don't think too much about it. After the alchemy competition is over, it'll be Ningyu's time of death. Zhao Kuo's lips curled up as he said coldly, "The overlord of Great Hill Royal City, the Sidhu family's patriarch and Sidhu family's patriarch have already arrived at the capital. When the time comes, you and I will insist that Sidhu Wen's disappearance has something to do with Ningyu." "Yi Tian, what are you doing?" Zhao Kuo was thinking about how to sow discord between the Sidhu family and Ningyu. However, when he saw Yi Tian's surprised expression, he could not help but be a little stunned. "Gulp. Look at Ningyu." Yi Tian swallowed a mouthful of saliva, his face revealing an extremely incredulous expression. Chapter 663. Meddling. Can Ningyu really refine a transcendent grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill? Zhao Kuo pursed his lips, thinking that Yi Tian was making a mountain out of a molehill. He had already learned from Pring Zhou that Ningyu did not refine a 5 elemental blood dragon pill. Since Ningyu did not refine a 5 elemental blood dragon pill, it meant that Ningyu could not defeat them, which meant that they were still in 3rd place. Seeing Zhao Kuo's nonchalant expression, Yi Tian swore and said coldly, "Why don't you F*King take a look at Ningyu?" "Fine, I'll take a look. Ningyu can still F*CK. As he spoke, Zhao Kuo turned his head and looked at the round platform where Ningyu was sitting. It would have been fine if he did not look, but when he did, Zhao Kuo also swore. His expression turned extremely grave. On the round platform, Ningyu threw the last medicinal ingredient into the cauldron. At the same time, his peak 5th grade soul force poured into the cauldron. Not only that, but Ningyu also brought out his primordial qi and began to burn the bottom of the cauldron together with the indigo spiritual fire. Sizzle! As the temperature at the bottom of the cauldron continued to rise, sizzling sounds came from the cauldron, and the sounds were getting louder and louder. Bang! 10 minutes later, a crisp sound came from the cauldron and resounded throughout the square. "Rise!" With a low shout, Ningyu's eyes shone with a cold light as he lifted the lid of the cauldron. Following that, a blood-red pill appeared in Ningyu's hand. Whoosh! Looking at the blood-red pill in Ningyu's hand, the entire square was in an uproar. It was not that Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill, but that none of the alchemists in the square could recognize the pill that Ningyu refined. This made things awkward. The elixir in Ningyu's hand is not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. I also know that it's not a 5 elements blood dragon pill, but the aura emitted by the pill is relatively vigorous, and the quality is not too bad. It should also be a grade 6 pill. The 5 elements blood dragon elixir is a tier 6 intermediate elixir. Unless the elixir in Ningyu's hands is a tier 6 advanced elixir, it won't be able to enter the top 3. It doesn't need to be a late-stage 6th grade medicinal pill. At this time, an early-stage 6th grade alchemist said, "If I'm not wrong, the quality of the pill in Ningyu's hand is very high, so as long as it's confirmed that the pill is an early-stage 6th grade alchemist, he can still enter the top 3. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. When Ningyu completed the pill, old ancestor Jiuemo and the others instantly tore through the void and appeared beside Ningyu. Among them, old ancestor Jiuemo said solemnly, "Bring the pill over and let me see." Xiao. Without the slightest hesitation, Ningyu directly threw the pill to old ancestor Jiuemo. Old ancestor Jiuemo caught the pill and split out a wisp of his soul force to carefully examine it. After a long time, old ancestor Jiuemo said, "This pill is not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir." "We all know it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir," Pring Zhou said inwardly. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Ningyu didn't refine the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, but old ancestor Jiuemo actually took a while to confirm it. However, old ancestor Jiuemo's next words made Peng Zhou dumbfounded. Although it's not the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, the quality of this pill is much higher than the 5 elements blood dragon elixir. A wisp of flame appeared on old ancestor Jiuemo's fingertip and started burning the pill refined by Ningyu. Crack, 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 crack. Suddenly, 6 cracking sounds rang out, and 6 blood-red marks appeared on the pill. What kind of pill is this? Why haven't I seen it before? Peng Zhou tried his best to calm down and asked in confusion. The 6 elements blood dragon elixir. Old ancestor Jiuemo said solemnly. There are 5 blood-red marks on the 5 elements blood dragon elixir, but there are 6 blood-red marks on the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. There are records of the 6 elements blood dragon elixir in Danwu College's ancient book. Unfortunately, its refining method has been lost. Since the refining method has been lost, how could Ningyu refine it? Peng Zhou hurriedly asked. Don't think that others can't refine it if you can't. Ningyu shrugged and said indifferently, I'm more suspicious of Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian. They are only grade 5 alchemists. How could they refine a high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir? You! Peng Zhou's face turned cold, but he tried his best to restrain himself and said coldly, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian refined the 5 elements blood dragon elixir with their real skills, unlike you who refined some 6 elements blood dragon elixir. Peng Zhou rolled his eyes and continued, Moreover, the medicinal ingredients I gave you can only refine a 5 elements blood dragon elixir at most. The 6 elements blood dragon elixir you refined must have additional medicinal ingredients. The ignorant are fearless. There are really a lot of idiots out there. Ningyu ignored Peng Zhou and turned to old ancestor Jiuemo Sr. I refined the 6 elements blood dragon elixir, and its quality has reached the high grade. The high-grade 6 elements blood dragon elixir is indeed of a higher quality than the high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Old ancestor Jiuemo's eyes swept across the remaining round tables. He pondered for a moment and said, the other alchemists shouldn't be able to refine the high-grade 5 elements blood dragon elixir. Therefore, I hereby announce that the top 3 in this competition are Hangdong, Xieyan, and wait. Before old ancestor Jiuemo could finish speaking, Danchunzi came over and said coldly, No one has seen the 6 elements blood dragon elixir before, so no one is convinced that Ningyu refined the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. No one is convinced? In my opinion, you're the one who isn't convinced. Old ancestor Jiuemo raised an eyebrow and his face turned cold. Ha! Danchunzi said that no one is convinced. Of course, no one is convinced. At that moment, a hearty laughter rang out from the void. Then, 2 figures landed steadily beside Ningyu and the others one after the other. Hiss! When Ningyu sensed the powerful aura from the 2 figures, his face turned solemn and he sucked in a breath of cold air. The peak of the yin-yang realm. Half-step manifestation realm. The middle-aged man's cultivation base was at the peak of the yin-yang realm, while the old man's cultivation base was at the half-step manifestation realm, just like old ancestor Jiuemo. I was wondering who it was. So it's Patriarch Situ and old ancestor Situ. Old ancestor Jiuemo raised an eyebrow and said calmly, I wonder what old ancestor Situ's intentions are by participating in the alchemy competition jointly organized by the Alchemy Union and Danwu College. What old ancestor Situ? Just call me Situ Jing. The old man smiled and said, It's not that I'm participating in the alchemy competition, but this alchemist's soul strength is only at the peak of grade 5. I can't help but be suspicious that he can refine the 6 elements blood dragon elixir. You mean? Old ancestor Jiuemo frowned. It's simple. Let this alchemist refine another 6 elements blood dragon elixir in front of us. Then, I'll believe him and admit that he's in the top 3 of the alchemy competition, Situjing said coldly. Humph. The alchemy competition is jointly organized by Danwu College and the Alchemy Union. No outsiders are allowed to behave atrociously. Chapter 664. Black Evil Old Monster. Hee, I'm not an outsider. Situjing did not get angry when he heard old ancestor Jiumo's words. Instead, he smiled and said, strictly speaking, I'm also a member of the Alchemy Union. Naturally, I have the right to intervene in the competition. I don't care if you're from the Alchemy Union or not. This is the capital of the Great Xia Kingdom, not the Great Hill Kingdom, old ancestor Jiumo said in a deep voice. I know this is the capital of the Great Xia Kingdom. Situjing did not seem to want to give up. He looked at Black Widow on the other side and took out a crystal ball from his pocket. Crack! Situjing crushed the crystal ball easily with a little force. Buzz! The moment the crystal ball shattered, the space in the area seemed to tremble. Then, a figure appeared from the void. Grandfather! In the distance, Zhao Kuo's eyes widened as he stared at the figure that suddenly appeared in the void. His face was filled with astonishment. Zhao Kuo thought that only the Situ family from the Great Hill Kingdom had come. Who would have thought that his grandfather would come too? Zhao Mu, the old ancestor of the Zhao family from the Kingdom King City. Old ancestor Jiumo's face turned grave when he sensed the aura that Zhao Mu exuded. If it was just Situjing, a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, he would not be afraid. After all, he had the half-step manifestation realm Black Widow on his side. But after Zhao Mu appeared, things had become very difficult. Old ancestor Jiumo, Situjing is right. Let this alchemist refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir again. Zhao Mu did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. He pointed at Ning Yu and said, as long as he can refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir, we have nothing to say. That's a nice way of putting it. Old ancestor Jiumo took a deep breath and said, the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir is not only difficult to refine, but it also consumes a lot of yuan qi and soul strength. Even an ordinary peak grade 6 alchemist cannot refine 2 cauldrons of 6 elemental blood dragon elixir in such a short time, let alone a peak grade 5 alchemist like Ning Yu. Let's discuss this. We can give Ning Yu 10 minutes to rest, Situjing said. There's no room for discussion. Forefather Jiumo's tone was firm. Old ancestor Jiumo, you have to negotiate with me today. Right at this moment, a low shout resounded in this area. Not good. The moment he heard the low roar, Ning Yu's complexion changed greatly. He hurriedly summoned the yuan in his sea of consciousness and wrapped it around his wrist. With a backhand punch, he punched out. But in the next moment, a muffled sound was heard and Ning Yu's body fell backward like a kite with a broken string. Damn it! At the critical moment, Ning Yu hurriedly released all the essence qi in his body and gathered it on his ankle, dispersing most of the force. Poochie! Even so, Ning Yu still fell heavily to the ground and spat out a mouthful of blood. Black evil monster! Forefather Jiumo's heart sank when he saw Ning Yu fall to the ground with a single punch. Situjing and Zhao Mu were 2 half-step manifestation realm cultivators, so they were not too strong. Forefather Jiumo could even fight against them alone. However, Black Evil Monster was different. Whether it was his martial arts or alchemy skills, he was comparable to Forefather Jiumo. Forefather Jiumo, why don't you give me some face today, and let Ning Yu refine the 6 elemental blood dragon pill again? Black Evil Monster shrugged and said, I asked Danshinzi for an elixir in the past, so I will definitely interfere in his matters. Ning Yu is the false holy son of Danwu College. If I... Forefather Jiumo gritted his teeth. Senior, isn't it just refining the 6 elemental blood dragon pill again? It's not a big deal. When he saw Forefather Jiu Mo's grave expression, Ningyu interrupted him and said indifferently, "A mere 6-elemental blood dragon pill is not a problem for me." Ah! Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian could not help but burst into laughter when they heard Ningyu's words. A mere 6-elemental blood dragon pill? How could Ningyu say such a thing? The 5-elemental blood dragon pill was a mid-tier 6th-grade elixir. From this, it could be seen that the quality of the 6-elemental blood dragon pill had to be at the peak of mid-tier 6th grade, or even late-tier 6th grade. With Ningyu's alchemy skills, if he did not use the soul wood. Right. The soul wood. At this thought, Zhao Kuo hurriedly transmitted his voice to his grandfather, Zhao Mu. "Grandfather, don't let Ningyu use the soul wood. I suspect that the first time he refined the 6-elemental blood dragon pill, he relied on the soul wood to refine it." "Don't worry, I've already thought of that." Zhao Mu waved his hand, signaling Zhao Kuo not to worry at all. In fact, Zhao Mu, Situ Jing, and Forefather Black Evil had already arrived at the capital. Dan Chenzi had already used a secret technique to inform them of what had just happened. In the beginning, they did not want to all come out. In their opinion, it was enough to make Forefather Jiumo retreat. However, Forefather Jiumo was so stubborn that the three of them had no choice but to come out together. "For the sake of fairness, you cannot use anything that strengthens the soul," Forefather Black Evil said in a clear voice. "That includes a heaven-defying artifact like the soul wood." Swish. Forefather Black Evil's shamelessness caused Ningyu's expression to instantly turn cold. If he could not use the soul wood, his chances of refining the 6-elemental blood dragon pill would drop by several tens of %. This was because the refinement of the 6-elemental blood dragon pill had extremely high requirements on the strength of one's soul. Without reaching grade 6, it was almost impossible to succeed. "By the way, I heard that you won the soul wood from Yi Tian through crafty schemes." Forefather Black Evil didn't seem to want to give up just like that. He said again, "How about this? If you can't refine a high-grade 6-elemental blood dragon pill, no, if you can't refine a transcendent grade 6-elemental blood dragon pill, you'll have to return the soul wood to Yi Tian." Shameless. Extremely shameless. Ningyu had seen shameless people in the past, but this was the first time he had seen Forefather Black Evil act so brazenly. "Forefather Black Evil, are you determined to go against Danwu College?" Forefather Jiumo couldn't bear to watch Forefather Black Evil's shamelessness. He said coldly, "I'm not the only half-step manifestation realm martial artist in Danwu College. I'm not going against Danwu College." Forefather Black Evil smiled and said to Forefather Jiumo through soul transmission, "Don't think I don't know. Right now, Danwu College's people are fighting with the corpse sex experts in the Coiling Dragon Ridge. They have no time to care about what's happening here." "You." Forefather Jiumo released his aura. He had no intention of backing down. Forefather Black Evil, right? But just as Forefather Jiumo released his aura, Ningyu's voice slowly sounded in the area. "I can agree to all of your requests, but I have a small request. I don't know if you dare to agree to it." "Do I dare to agree to it?" Forefather Black Evil pointed at his nose and said coldly, "I'm a half-step manifestation realm martial artist. Why would I be afraid of you?" "Very well, then I'll state my request." Ningyu remained expressionless and said calmly. Chapter 665. Agree, you want me to give you millions of transcendent grade essence crystals as compensation? Old freak Black Nefarious couldn't believe his ears. He said in a deep voice, "You're very arrogant. You're the first primordial core realm martial artist to dare say such words to me." "If that's the case, I'm very honored," Ningyu said lightly. "You're indeed honored." Old freak Black Nefarious said coldly, "Enough nonsense. Start refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill. I'll agree to all your requests. Peng Zhou, give another storage bag to Ningyu. I want to see how he can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old freak Black Nefarious turned to look at Ping Zhou and said in a deep voice. Swish. Ping Zhou had already prepared several storage bags. Now that he heard old freak Black Nefarious' words, he directly took out a storage bag from his bosom and threw it to Ningyu. Pa. Ningyu stretched out his palm and caught the storage bag firmly. Subsequently, Ningyu divided a bit of his perception into the storage bag. After confirming that the medicinal ingredients in the storage bag hadn't decreased, he immediately took out the pill furnace and began refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill in front of everyone. Old freak Black Nefarious, the 6 elements blood dragon pill can't be refined in a short time. Let's go to the high platform and wait. Old freak Jiuemo had always felt that Ningyu was somewhat unusual. Ningyu's calmness surprised him. However, old ancestor Jiuemo knew very well that the 6 elements blood dragon pill was extremely difficult to refine, and it couldn't be disturbed by outsiders. If old freak Black Nefarious and the others used tricks to disturb Ningyu, the gains wouldn't make up for the losses. Alright, but someone needs to guard here to prevent Ningyu from cheating. Old freak Black Nefarious thought for a moment and said, Danshinzi, you guard here and ensure that Ningyu doesn't cheat. With that, the black evil monster's figure flashed and he flew toward the high platform. However, after taking a few steps, old freak Black Nefarious stopped as if he had thought of something. Danshinzi, you should be very familiar with the soul wood. Keep an eye on Ningyu. Don't let him use it. After saying that, old monster Black Evil gave old ancestor Jiuemo a provocative look before leaping off the ground and rushing towards the platform. Damn it! Ancestor Jiuemo cursed inwardly and followed behind old monster Black Nefarious. Whoosh! 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 After forefather Jiuemo and old monster Black Evil left, Realm King cities Zhaomu, Great Hill Royal cities Situjing, Situ clan's patriarch, and even Black Widow and Ping Zhou did not stay. They tore through the void and appeared on the high platform. At this moment, only 2 people remained on the round platform. One was Danshinzi, and the other was naturally Ningyu. Humph! If he doesn't use the soul wood, he'll be lucky enough to refine a inferior grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill, let alone a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Danshinzi sneered as he watched Ningyu throw the medicinal herbs into the cauldron. Once you fail, I'll immediately take you down and snatch the soul wood. Danshinzi did not doubt Ningyu's alchemy skills at all. This was because he firmly believed that Ningyu would never be able to refine a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Moreover, that was under the premise that he did not use the soul wood. If someone told Danshinzi that Ningyu could refine a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill, Danshinzi would probably fly into a rage on the spot and teach that person a lesson. Wasn't that just lying through his teeth? Li Tongtian, you seem to be more familiar with Ningyu. Below the round platform, Hang Dong frowned slightly and said solemnly, Do you know how strong Ningyu's actual alchemy skills are? That's hard to say. Li Tongtian had already completed his alchemy. He had refined a medium-grade 5 elemental blood dragon pill and was unable to compete for the top 3 spot. Hearing Hang Dong's words, Li Tongtian pondered for a moment and said, I believe in Ningyu. He should have a 10%, no, a 20% chance of refining a supreme 6 elemental blood dragon pill. 20% chance? You're overestimating that brat Ningyu. Before Hang Dong could speak, Zhaoque said darkly, Ningyu was only able to refine a superior 6 elemental blood dragon pill by sheer luck. Moreover, he only managed to do it with the help of the soul wood. Now that he can't use the soul wood, how is he going to refine the 6 elemental blood dragon pill? That's right. If nothing goes wrong, Ningyu's pill will explode in another 10 minutes or so, Yi Tian added. What an idiot! At this moment, Xieyan, who was on the other side, curled his lips and said, Although Ningyu offended the 13th prince and deserves a beating, it's undeniable that his alchemy skills are very high. They might even be on par with mine. Who are you calling an idiot? Xie Yan's voice was not soft. Naturally, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian heard him loud and clear. They rebuked him in unison. Short-sighted fools. I can't be bothered to talk to you. Xie Yan snorted coldly. He turned around and walked away, intending to leave the square. Damn it. Go. Xie Yan's last sentence seemed to have triggered Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo. Without another word, they rose from the ground and launched a powerful attack at Xie Yan. Xie Yan did not take Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo to heart as they approached him. He continued walking forward. Whoosh. However, Xie Yan had only taken a few steps when Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian appeared on either side of him. They each threw a punch at his face. Crack! Crack! At this critical moment, Xie Yan quickly attacked with both hands. In the time it takes for a spark to fly off a flint, two crisp voices came from beside him. Ah! What followed were two miserable shrieks that sounded like pigs being slaughtered. Humph! You guys sneak attacked me. It's not too much for me to kill you. Xie Yan snorted coldly, his eyes filled with killing intent. Hiss! As soon as Xie Yan's killing intent appeared, Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian gasped and took a few steps back. If you have the time to attack me, you should think about how to get rid of Ningyu, Xie Yan said. He left the square without looking back. Zhao Kuo and Yi Tian clenched their fists as they watched Xie Yan's disappearing figure. A vicious look appeared on their faces. Hiss! Hiss! Just as they were thinking about how to get back at Xie Yan, a hissing sound came from the round platform and reached their ears. Hearing the hissing sound, they quickly turned to look at the round platform. Zhao Kuo's mouth was agape when he saw Ningyu's actions on the round platform. He was dumbfounded. He actually refined all the medicinal herbs. How can he be so fast? It's been less than 10 minutes. How did Ningyu do it? Yi Tian was also stunned. He could not believe what he was seeing. Even a pinnacle 6th grade alchemist might not be able to refine all the medicinal herbs in less than 10 minutes. I have to speed up. On the round platform, Ningyu kept channeling his primal qi into the alchemy cauldron. At the same time, his pinnacle 5th grade soul force poured out and attached to the walls of the cauldron. Chapter 666. A 50% chance. If I want to refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I must have a 6th grade soul force. Ningyu turned his head to look at Danshenzi, who was staring at him, and quickly thought of a countermeasure. The 6 elements blood dragon pill had a very high requirement for soul force. It was basically impossible to refine with a 5th grade soul force. If he could use the soul wood, Ningyu would not care too much. After all, he could rely on the soul wood to raise his soul force to the 6th grade in a short time. Now that he could not use the soul wood, he could only take the risk and borrow Sun Jiangwen's soul force in front of Danshenzi. Sun Jiangwen, under the premise of not being discovered by Danshenzi, how confident are you in transferring your soul power into the alchemy furnace? Ningyu's mind moved and he began to contact Sun Jiangwen. 50%. Sun Jiangwen pondered for a moment and said solemnly, Danshenzi's perception is very strong. Under his eyes, I only have a 50% chance at most. 50% is not low. Ningyu fell into deep thought. As long as Sun Jiangwen's peak 7th grade soul force could enter the furnace, Ningyu had 99% confidence in refining a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. But doing so was also risky. Given Danshenzi's character, once he found a clue, he would definitely attack directly without the slightest consideration. Sun Jiangwen, I will put my palm into the furnace later. You must seize this opportunity. Ningyu took a deep breath and slapped the furnace with his left hand. Suddenly, the lid flew up slightly. The moment the lid flew up, Ningyu suddenly stretched out his right hand and put it into the furnace in front of everyone. Clatter! Ningyu's action immediately caused an uproar among the surrounding martial artists. In about 15 minutes, Ningyu can't have refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, right? Impossible. If Ningyu can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I will write my name backwards. Why did Ningyu put his hand into the furnace? Holy shit, Ningyu took his hand out again. Everyone's discussion didn't last long before they were once again attracted by Ningyu. On the round platform, Ningyu quickly removed his right hand from the pill furnace. At the same time, he increased the intensity of the flame, burning the bottom of the pill furnace. Seeing this, everyone felt as if a heavy burden had been lifted from their shoulders, and they slightly relaxed. If Ningyu really refined the transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill so quickly, it was estimated that many alchemists would lose the courage to refine pills. What the hell is he doing? Although Ningyu did not refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, Dan Chenzi did not look relieved. On the contrary, he looked very serious. After a short while, Dan Chenzi shook his head and continued to increase his perception, paying close attention to Ningyu's movements. Forget it. So long as he doesn't use the soul wood, he'll definitely be unable to refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Sun Jiangwen, completely conceal yourself. Without my permission, you can obediently stay in the spatial ring. Among all the people present, Ningyu was the one who felt the most relieved and relaxed. After obtaining Sun Jiangwen's peak grade 7 soul force, what Ningyu needed to do next was to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill step by step. There was no need to deliberately pursue speed. Of course, he couldn't be too slow. If he was too slow, he would exceed the 1-hour time limit, and the gains wouldn't make up for the losses. Haha, old ancestor Guemo, Ningyu seems to have fallen into a bottleneck. On the high platform, the corners of old freak Black Nefarious' mouth curled up. At the beginning, Ningyu refined all the medicinal ingredients in less than 10 minutes. Old freak Black Nefarious was extremely shocked. He was afraid that Ningyu would really refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. But when he saw what Ningyu did next, he finally relaxed and breathed a sigh of relief. I don't know whether Ningyu is in trouble or not. I only know that if you lose, you will have to leave the capital and give Ningyu millions of transcendent grade origin crystals as compensation. Old Ancestor Guemo said coldly, with your status, you will have to prepare at least 2 million transcendent grade origin crystals. How can 2 million transcendent grade origin crystals be enough? I've already prepared them. Old freak Black Nefarious flicked his sleeve, and a storage bag flew towards Old Ancestor Guemo. Old Ancestor Guemo flicked his finger, and a cold light flew out, forcing the storage bag to stop in front of him. Swish! Old freak Black Nefarious stood up from his chair when he saw Old Ancestor Guemo's actions. The storage bag that he had just thrown wasn't as simple as it looked. He had used a full 80% of his strength. The fact that Old Ancestor Guemo could resolve it so easily showed that his strength was heaven-defying. It said that Old Ancestor Guemo's strength is enough to rank in the top 5 of the Great Xia Kingdom. It seems that his reputation is well-deserved, Old Freak Black Nefarious said in a deep voice. Haha, there are 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals in the storage bag. That's befitting of your status. Old Ancestor Guemo didn't answer Old Freak Black Nefarious' question. Instead, he smiled and said, "Let me thank you on behalf of Ningyu." "No need to thank me. It won't be easy for Ningyu to obtain these transcendent grade origin crystals." Old Freak Black Nefarious took a deep breath and said in a sinister tone, "The 6 elements blood dragon pill isn't that easy to refine. Let's wait and see." Old Ancestor Guemo threw the storage bag to Old Freak Black Nefarious and didn't say anything else. Since Old Ancestor Guemo didn't say anything, Old Freak Black Nefarious naturally wouldn't ask for a snub. He sat back on his chair and chose to close his eyes to rest. For a moment, the entire plaza gradually quietened down. Everyone stared at Ningyu, who was on the round platform. They couldn't even take their eyes off him. Time ticked by, and in the blink of an eye, it had been 50 minutes since Ningyu started refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill. There are only 10 minutes left. I don't think Ningyu will be able to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill. While Ningyu was refining the 6 elements blood dragon pill, Zhaokuo hurriedly treated his wrist and didn't leave. In his dreams, the 6 elements blood dragon pill is so difficult to refine. If Ningyu can, what? Just like Zhaokuo, Yi Tian simply treated his wrist and stayed in the square. However, just as he was about to join Zhaokuo in mocking Ningyu, he saw a shocking scene. Bang! On the round platform, Ningyu's eyes widened. Under everyone's shocked gazes, he raised his right foot and kicked the cauldron. Swoosh! In the next instant, a pill that contained a blood-red mist shot out of the cauldron and landed firmly in Ningyu's hand. Everyone in the plaza stared blankly at the blood-red pill in Ningyu's hand, speechless for a long time. Supreme 6 Elements Blood Dragon Pill. After a few minutes, someone swallowed a mouthful of saliva, causing the originally quiet plaza to suddenly become noisy. This is unbelievable. This is definitely the most unbelievable thing that has happened in the Great Xia Kingdom this year. Yeah, Ningyu is only a peak 5 elements alchemist, right? How could he refine a supreme 6 elements blood dragon pill? Chapter 667. Not qualified, it really is a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Everyone's guess was right. Dan Chenzi's expression was extremely ugly and gloomy. He could not understand how Ningyu, whose soul power was only at the peak of grade 5, could refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. Dan Chenzi, why aren't you checking the pill? I'll hold old ancestor Jiuemo back. Just when Dan Chenzi was at a loss of what to do, a soft voice entered his ears. Dan Chenzi rejoiced in his heart when he heard this soft voice. However, his expression did not change as he said, Ningyu, hand over the medicinal pill in your hand. I want to check it and determine if it is a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. You want to check the pill? Ningyu shook the blood-red pill in his hand and said indifferently, Your martial arts strength is not the strongest here, nor is your alchemy level the highest. What qualifications do you have to check this 6 elemental blood dragon pill? I don't have the qualifications? Dan Chenzi pointed at his nose and said coldly, With my cultivation at the peak of the yin-yang realm, and the strength of an early-stage grade 8 soul power. Haha, there are many martial artists at the peak of the yin-yang realm. Who do you think you are? Moreover, do you think you are a grade 8 soul power just because your soul power has reached grade 8? I can even say that my soul power has reached grade 9. Ningyu shrugged and smiled faintly. Unless you can also refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill in front of me. Whoosh! Although Ningyu's voice was not loud, all the martial artists in the square heard it clearly. Dan Chenzi is an early-stage grade 8 alchemist. He can definitely refine a mere transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill. That's right. Dan Chenzi is the Great Xia Kingdom's alchemy king. I'm guessing he can refine a transcendent grade 6 elemental blood dragon pill in half an hour. Half an hour? You think too highly of Dan Chenzi. An alchemist who couldn't stand Dan Chenzi curled his lips and said with disdain, The refinement method of the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir has long been lost. It can be said that in the vast Great Xia Kingdom, there might not be a second person who can refine the 6 elemental blood dragon elixir. Boom! The words of this alchemist caused a huge uproar in the crowd. The refining method of the 6 elements blood dragon pill was lost? Didn't it mean that Ningyu's ability to refine the 6 elements blood dragon pill was extremely heaven-defying? Dan Chenzi's face turned ashen when he saw everyone's reaction. He wished he could immediately teach Ningyu a lesson. However, he had not lost his rationality. He knew that if he attacked Ningyu now, he would be jumping into a pit of fire. It would be a strenuous and fruitless effort. Ningyu, if you say that I don't have the qualifications to inspect the pills in your hands, then who does? Danshanzi took a deep breath and tried hard to calm himself down. There are many people who do. In any case, you've already been excluded. Ningyu's gaze shifted to the high platform, landing on old ancestor Juemo. In a clear voice, he said, Senior, I hope you can come out and inspect whether I'm refining a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill or not. Alright, I also want to see whether you have real talent or not. Old ancestor Juemo responded. He immediately rose from the ground, wanting to tear the void. However, just as old ancestor Juemo was about to move, a huge palm pressed down on his shoulder. Old ancestor Juemo turned his head and looked. It turned out to be old monster Black Evil. What do you mean by this? Old ancestor Juemo said in a deep voice. Old ancestor Black Evil was opposing him at this critical juncture, completely disregarding him. It was obvious that he wanted to interfere with Ningyu's alchemy. Nothing much. I just want to go and have a check with you. Old ancestor Black Evil said indifferently. No matter what, I took out 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. If you colluded with Ningyu to harm me, wouldn't I suffer a great loss? That seems to make some sense. Old ancestor Juemo's eyes narrowed slightly. On the surface, he muttered to himself, but in private, he sent a soul message to Ningyu. Is the 6 elements blood dragon pill you're refining really a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill? Will it be exposed when we inspect it later? Senior, you can rest assured. The 6 elements blood dragon pill I refined is 100% a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old ancestor Juemo was acting on behalf of Ningyu. Ningyu did not dare to lie. That's enough. Old ancestor Juemo nodded. He then tore the void and flew towards Ningyu. I want to see if you can refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Old ancestor Black Evil gave Zhao Mu and Situzheng a meaningful look. He then tore the void and followed old ancestor Juemo swish, swish. After old ancestor Juemo and old ancestor Black Evil left, Zhao Mu and Situzheng's figures flickered. They stood on the left and right of the Black Widow. Their intentions were clear. They did not want to let the Black Widow leave the high platform. I want to see what medicine you two have up your sleeve. Despite being surrounded by Zhao Mu and the others, the Black Widow did not show the slightest bit of anger. Instead, she closed her eyes tightly, as if what was happening in the outside world had nothing to do with her. The Black Widow chose to close her eyes and rest. Zhao Mu and Situzheng, on the other hand, were happy to be at ease. They split out a bit of their perception and looked towards the round platform Ningyu was on. At this time, old ancestor Juemo and old ancestor Black Evil had already appeared on the round platform. Old ancestor Black Evil did not beat around the bush and went straight to the point. Ningyu, hand over the pill in your hand. I want to see if it's a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. Hearing old ancestor Black Evil's direct words, Ningyu's expression turned solemn. He said, It's not that I don't want to hand it over to you, but I've already promised old ancestor Juemo that I will hand it over to him. Swoosh. With that, Ningyu flicked his sleeve and a blood-red pill flew towards old ancestor Juemo. What do you mean by promise? Do you think I would cheat for personal gain? Old ancestor Black Evil snorted coldly when he saw the blood-red pill fly out of Ningyu's sleeve. He immediately leaped up and reached out with his right hand, firmly grasping the pill in his hand. Huh! However, as soon as old ancestor Black Evil grabbed the pill, he sensed something unusual and hurriedly opened his right hand. Damn it! When he saw that the pill in his right hand was not the 6 elements blood dragon pill, old ancestor Black Evil's face instantly darkened. He was on the verge of exploding with rage. On the other side, Ningyu flicked his wrist and a blood-red pill appeared in his hand. Senior, this is the pill I just refined. Please check it. Ningyu extended his palm and handed the pill to old ancestor Jiuemo. At such a close distance, it was already too late for old ancestor Black Evil to intervene. Old ancestor Jiuemo easily took the pill from Ningyu's hand. Then, old ancestor Jiuemo ignored old ancestor Black Evil's murderous gaze and began to seriously examine the pill. After a while, old ancestor Jiuemo raised the blood-red pill above his head and said in a deep voice, "The pill Ningyu refined is indeed the 6 elements blood dragon pill. Both its quality and purity show that it is a transcendent grade pill. In order to let everyone have a better understanding, I will personally demonstrate for everyone." Then, a flame appeared on old ancestor Jiuemo's fingertip and continuously burned the blood-red pill in his hand. Crack, 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 crack. The pill didn't burn for long before it emitted 6 consecutive cracking sounds that were exceptionally ear-piercing. After the cracking sounds, 6 blood-red marks appeared on the pill's body. Moreover, these marks looked even more obvious. It really is a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. I already said that Ningyu could definitely refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, but none of you believed me. What did you say? When did you say that? Chapter 668. 3 Million Whoosh. The peacemaker's words drew everyone's attention to Danshinzi and Peng Zhou. Although Danshinzi knew that Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, he was still somewhat unwilling to hear it from old ancestor Jiuemo. "We must find a chance to get rid of Ningyu," Danshinzi said fiercely. "Get rid of him! We must get rid of him!" Peng Zhou was also very angry. Ningyu had refined a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, which meant that Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo could only settle for 4th and 5th place. According to the rules of the alchemy competition, the 4th and 5th place alchemists were not allowed to enter Danwu College's pill cavern to cultivate. After spending so much time and energy, in the end, everything was ruined by Ningyu. How could Peng Zhou and Danshinzi not be angry? Peng Zhou, it's not convenient for us to get involved in the matter of killing Ningyu. Danshinzi's eyeballs rolled as he spoke to Peng Zhou through his soul. Didn't Situ Wen go missing? Tell the Situ family head and Situ Jing that Situ Wen's disappearance has something to do with Ningyu. No, you have to be even more ruthless. Just say that Situ Wen was killed by Ningyu. Isn't this a little too extreme? Peng Zhou frowned and said, "We don't know if Situ Wen is dead or not. If Situ Jing finds out that we are playing with him, the consequences will be unimaginable." Situ Zheng was a half-step to the manifestation realm, so Peng Zhou naturally did not want to take such a huge risk. "Don't worry. Situ Wen has been missing for such a long time. He must be dead," Danshinzi said coldly. "You can't catch the wolf without sacrificing the child. If Situ Zheng doesn't kill Ningyu, we'll use Yi Tian and Zhao Kuo as bait to lure Ningyu. But what if Ningyu stays in Danwu College and doesn't come out?" Peng Zhou was still a little worried. Danshinzi glanced at Lu Jin and the others below the round platform. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly as he said sinisterly, "He has no choice but to leave Danwu College." Ningyu was unaware of the conversation between Peng Zhou and Danshinzi. At this moment, Ningyu looked at the black evil freak and said, "You are a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, so I will address you as senior." Ningyu gave the black nefarious old monster a label to prevent him from going back on his word. "Senior, you said that as long as I refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, you will immediately leave the capital." "Humph! I am a man of my word," old monster black nefarious harumphed coldly. He had no intention of leaving. At the same time, The black evil monster cast a glance at Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng. His old freak black nefarious face darkened when he saw it. On the round platform, Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng were completely suppressed by the Black Widow. Their foreheads were covered in beads of sweat. Ningyu, I said that as long as you refine a transcendent grade 6 elements blood dragon pill, I will leave the capital. Now I am a man of my word. I will leave immediately. Old monster Black Nefarious did not want to leave. He wanted to pressure Ningyu again. At the very least, he wanted to force Ningyu to spit out the soul wood. However, when he saw Zhao Mu and Situ Zheng, he instantly changed his mind. Situ Zheng and Zhao Mu were easily suppressed by the Black Widow. One could imagine that he was no match for the Black Widow and old ancestor Jiuemo. The Black Widow is so powerful. Old ancestor Jiuemo was also very shocked. In old ancestor Jiuemo's knowledge, although the Black Widow was not weak, she was not this powerful. The strength that the Black Widow displayed was even comparable to his. Senior, are you going to leave just like that? Did you forget something? Seeing that old monster Black Nefarious wanted to leave, Ningyu naturally would not let the matter rest. Ningyu took a step forward and said in a deep voice, I remember that not only did you say that you would leave the capital, but you also said that you would give me a few million transcendent grade origin crystals as compensation. With your wealth, I reckon that you can get 5 or 6 million transcendent grade origin crystals just by plucking a strand of hair. Hearing Ningyu's words, including old monster Black Nefarious and old ancestor Jiuemo, the corners of their mouths twitched a few times. Did he really think that it was that easy to obtain transcendent grade origin crystals? As a half-step manifestation realm old monster Black Nefarious, his entire fortune might not even have 10 million transcendent grade origin crystals. In order to prevent old monster Black Nefarious from going back on his word, old ancestor Jiuemo decided to help Ningyu. Old monster Black Nefarious, take it out. You already prepared 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. Fine. You win. Being watched by so many people, old monster Black Nefarious was in a dilemma. However, for the sake of his reputation, old monster Black Nefarious obediently took out the storage bag and threw it to Ningyu. Take it. There are 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals in the storage bag. Let's see if you have the ability to catch it. Old ancestor Jiuemo's expression changed slightly when he saw the storage bag flying towards Ningyu. He immediately rushed out to catch the storage bag for Ningyu. Swoosh. However, old monster Black Nefarious figure flickered and appeared in front of old ancestor Jiuemo. Haha, it's just 3 million transcendent grade origin crystals. Do you think I can deceive Ningyu? Old monster Black Nefarious laughed as he made his move. With Ningyu's strength, it shouldn't be possible that he can't even catch a storage bag, right? Of course I can catch a storage bag. Suddenly, Ningyu raised his eyebrows and quickly reached out with his right hand to grab the storage bag. Ningyu, watch out! Old ancestor Jiuemo shouted when he saw Ningyu's actions. Ah! Ningyu, you're too naive. Old monster Black Nefarious laughed maniacally. Even a peak Yin-Yang realm martialist might not be able to catch my storage bag. I really admire you. Hee, Ningyu is finished this time. Even if he doesn't die, he'll be severely injured, Dan Chenzi said with a sinister smile. Of course he's finished. Does he think half-step manifestation realm martialists are vegetarians? Peng Zhou echoed. I've never thought half-step manifestation realm martialists are vegetarians. However, just as Dan Chenzi and the others finished mocking old monster Black Nefarious, Ningyu's words resounded in the area. From Ningyu's tone, one could vaguely hear a hint of relief. Sun Jiangwen, get everyone alive in the storage ring to transfer their primordial energy to my wrist. Although Ningyu sounded very relaxed, he was extremely nervous on the inside. He hurriedly ordered Sun Jiangwen and the others to transfer their primordial energy to his wrist. Ningyu sensed an extremely powerful aura coming from the storage bag that was flying towards him. This aura could instantly kill a late-stage Yin-Yang realm martialist. In the past, Ningyu might have been afraid of this aura. However, he was no longer afraid now. Chi. As the storage bag approached Ningyu, the primordial energy on Ningyu's wrist became denser. In the end, the primordial energy on Ningyu's wrist started pulsating and emitting a sizzling sound. Rumble. In the next moment, a rumbling sound rang out. Under everyone's shocked gazes, Ningyu's wrist collided with the storage bag. Rip. The moment the storage bag and Ningyu's wrist collided, it was torn in half. Walala. Chapter 669. Plot Gulp. Looking at the mountainous pile of primal crystals on the platform, all the martial artists in the square swallowed their saliva. Their faces were filled with desire. Fortunately, Ancestor Jiuemo and the others had acted as a deterrent on the round platform. Otherwise, Ningyu wouldn't have been able to protect so many transcendent-grade origin crystals by himself. Collect. While everyone was still in shock, Ningyu flicked his sleeves, and several storage bags flew out. A powerful suction force burst out from each of the storage pouches, and in no time, the 3 million supreme-grade origin crystals scattered on the round table were completely plundered. Senior Black Evil, thank you for the 3 million primal crystals. Ningyu put the storage bags into his storage ring and cupped his hands at Old Freak Black Evil. With so many primal crystals, I can try to break through to the Yin-Yang realm. You win. Old Freak Black Evil resisted the urge to attack. He glared at Ningyu, tore open the void, and entered. You guys can leave too. Not long after the Black Evil monster disappeared, on the other side of the high platform, the Black Widow released Zhao Mu and Situjing, allowing them to move freely. Zhao Mu and Situjing didn't say anything. They tore open the void and followed Old Freak Black Evil. Swish. After Zhao Mu and Situjing left, Black Widow teleported to Ningyu's platform. Congratulations! Not only did you refine the 6 elemental blood dragon pill, but you also obtained 3 million primal crystals, Black Widow said. Ningyu's greatest joy isn't the 3 million primal crystals, but winning first place in the alchemy competition. Old Ancestor Jiuemo smiled and said, the top 3 of the alchemy competition can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for a day and a night. However, with Ningyu's alchemy talent, I can buy him 2 days and 2 nights. Gasp. Hearing this, Xie Yan, Li Tongtian, and the others all sucked in a breath of cold air and looked enviously at Ningyu. Others might not know what it meant to stay in the pill cavern for 2 days and 2 nights, but they knew it very well. In Danwu College, if the Danwu Pool was the dream place of the Sacred Institute's cultivators, then the pill cavern was the dream place of a fake saint and even a saint. There were even some Tier 7 and Tier 8 pill refiners who dreamed of entering the pill cavern to cultivate for a period of time. Damn it! Damn it! This time should have belonged to Yi Tian and Peng Zhou. Dan Chenzi's expression was extremely gloomy and unsightly. Don't worry, Ningyu won't enter the pill cave so quickly. At this time, Peng Zhou was very calm. He said calmly, if nothing goes wrong, Ningyu will probably enter the pill cavern early tomorrow morning. We'll make good use of tonight and try to get rid of him. Time is of the essence. Let's contact Situjing and the rest as soon as possible. Dan Chenzi did not want to stay here for a moment longer. He said in a low voice, Peng Zhou, since the alchemy competition has ended, hurry up and announce it. Don't delay any longer. Cough cough. Peng Zhou coughed dryly and said in a clear voice, the alchemy competition has ended. First, I'd like to congratulate the top 3 cultivators, Ningyu, Xie Yan, and Hang Dong. Just now, Patriarch Jiuemo said that Hang Dong and Xie Yan can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for a day and night, while Ning Yu can enter the pill cavern to cultivate for 2 days and 2 nights. At this point, Peng Zhou paused for a moment before continuing, "Don't be discouraged if you didn't get into the top 3. From now on, the Alchemy Union will hold an alchemy competition, and all genius alchemists will be able to participate. Oh yes, I'll distribute the resources for the next year based on the performance of the alchemists in each city's alchemy union." The many cultivators in the square had waited for so long because they wanted to see if Ning Yu could refine a supreme grade 6 elements blood dragon pill. On the other hand, they were waiting for Peng Zhou to say this. After all, many of them were from the Alchemy Union. They had come to the capital to participate in the alchemy competition to fight for more resources for their alchemy union. "Ning Yu, the alchemy competition has ended. Do you want to return to Danwu College with me?" Patriarch Jiumo ignored Peng Zhou's words and started chatting with Ning Yu. "Senior, let's do it tomorrow. I still have some matters to attend to." Ning Yu thought for a moment and said, "I'll look for you at Danwu College first thing in the morning." "It's fine. If you have matters to attend to, you can go ahead. Now that you're the fake holy son of Danwu College, just tell Li Tongtian if there's anything. He has a way to contact me." Patriarch Jiumo waved his hand and tore the void apart, disappearing. Seeing that Patriarch Jiumo had left, Ning Yu turned to look at Li Tongtian. From what Patriarch Jiumo had said, it seemed that Li Tongtian had a close relationship with him. Seeing that Ning Yu was looking at him, Li Tongtian nodded slightly, tacitly agreeing with Ning Yu's guess. What the f***ck? He actually has such a powerful backer. Ning Yu was a little speechless. It turned out that Li Tongtian had such a powerful backer. It was actually Patriarch Jiumo, who was half a step to the manifestation realm. How could he have hidden it so well? "Ning Yu, if you have time, come to the black market." Just as Ning Yu was shocked by the relationship between Li Tongtian and Patriarch Jiumo, the Black Widow quietly came to his side and whispered in his ear, "No matter when, I will always welcome you." After saying that, the Black Widow even breathed into Ning Yu's ear, making Ning Yu's ear itch. Buzz buzz. After that, the Black Widow's lips curled up slightly. Then, in a flash, she disappeared. "President Peng, we will also take our leave." After the Black Widow and the rest left, Xiao Ji from Drunken Cloud Manor and Zhang Lei from the Zhang family also bade farewell to Peng Zhou and left the plaza. Rumble. The departure of the upper echelons was like a fuse that instantly spread throughout the plaza. At this moment, other than those from the Alchemy Union, the rest of the martial artists dispersed. Not long after, the originally noisy plaza was left with only a few hundred people. "President Zhou Yu." Ning Yu looked at Zhou Tong and said hesitantly. Zhou Tong was also from the Alchemy Union. If he chose to stay, Ning Yu would naturally give him his full support. "Let's go. There's no need to stay." Zhou Tong was not an unreasonable person. Ning Yu had already offended Peng Zhou to this extent. If he stayed, wouldn't he be asking for trouble? Perhaps leaving at this time was the best choice. In that case, let's go to Xikong Ling's place first. After a few rounds of competition in the alchemy competition, Ning Yu faintly felt that he was on the verge of a breakthrough. In addition, he had offended Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi. Based on their characters, they would definitely join forces with Sidu Zheng and Zhao Mu to deal with him. Chapter 670. Life and Death Palm. Swoosh. Life and Death Palm. Swoosh. The elixir refining competition jointly organized by the Alchemy Union and Danwu College ended quickly. Originally, everyone thought that the elixir refining competition would take at least a few days to end. Who would have thought that such a tight schedule would lead to the elixir refining competition ending in just 1 day, and the final 3 would be decided. Ning Yu, Heng Dong, Xie Yan. These 3 martial artists would be the focus of discussion in the Great Xia Kingdom for a long time to come. Especially Ning Yu. Not only did he become the fake holy son of Danwu College, but he also won first place in the elixir refining competition. Most importantly, Ning Yu actually refined a supreme grade 6 elemental blood dragon elixir, slapping Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi in the face. Just imagine, with Dan Chenzi and Peng Zhou's character, they would definitely not let this matter rest. Swoosh. At the same time, in the Great Xia Kingdom, in Xikong Ling's residence, a few martial artists stood side by side. You all saw it. During the elixir refining competition, Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi already wanted to kill me. The first martial artist to speak was Ning Yu. He paced back and forth in the room and said in a deep voice, Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi are only at the peak of Yin-Yang realm. I'm not afraid of them, but I'm afraid that the black evil old freak and Situzheng will make a move. The black evil old freak? Li Tongtian raised his brows and asked doubtfully, didn't he say that he would leave the capital? Why would he make a move on us? It's not that simple. The black evil old freak will leave the capital on the surface, but he is definitely still in the capital. I embarrassed him during the elixir refining competition, and he will definitely seek revenge. Ning Yu said after thinking for a while. If that's the case, why don't we go to Danwu College to hide? With my master, old ancestor Jiuemo, Danwu College will always be the safest place. Li Tongtian still couldn't figure out why Ning Yu didn't go to Danwu College to hide. With forefather Jiumo's status in Danwu College, it was easy for him to protect Ning Yu and the others. The safest place is the most dangerous place, and the most dangerous place is the safest place. Ning Yu took a deep breath and said, Forefather Jiumo told me before he left that Danwu College isn't very safe right now. What do you mean? Li Tongtian asked. 80% of Danwu College's higher-ups have gone to the Coiling Dragon Ridge. Only Patriarch Jiuemo is left to hold the fort. Ning Yu explained, if we go to Danwu College and lure the black nefarious monster and the others to Danwu College, the consequences will be unimaginable. But Li Tongtian still felt that something was amiss. Logically speaking, Ning Yu would not be so unreasonable. Wasn't staying here just to find opportunities for Peng Zhou and Dan Chenzi? Xikong Ling, bring them to the secret chamber. Without my permission, no one is allowed to leave before tomorrow morning. Ning Yu interrupted Li Tongtian, his tone unquestionable. All right. Li Tongtian wanted to say something else, but seeing Ning Yu's expression, he could only sigh and leave the room with Xikong Ling woof woof. Just as Ning Yu reached the exit of the room, Furball scurried out of her arms and landed on Ning Yu's shoulder. Furball, come back, Lu Jin hurriedly said when she saw Furball's actions. It's fine. Let Furball stay. Ning Yu waved his hand, indicating that Lu Jin did not need to worry. Lu Jin had no choice but to reluctantly leave the room and disappear. Swish, swish. After Lu Jin and the rest left, the Red Devil and the Dark Emperor rushed out of the storage ring. The Dark Emperor shouted as soon as he came out, Ning Yu, you won so many supreme crystals this time. You have to give me at least a few million, right? F***CK. Ning Yu's eyelids rolled and he almost fainted. How could the Dark Emperor say something like that? His skin was as thick as a dog's. Don't talk so much. Both you and Hong Mo are at the early stage of Yin-Yang realm. I have 3.6 million supreme origin crystals on me. Can you guys advance to the middle stage of Yin-Yang realm before midnight tonight? Ning Yu went straight to the point and didn't argue with the Dark Emperor. Whoosh. Hearing Ning Yu's solemn words, the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil fell into deep thought. After a while, the Dark Emperor said, if you give me 2 million supreme crystals, I have a 50% chance of advancing to the mid-stage Yin-Yang realm. Then, the Red Devil said, it might be difficult for me to advance further unless the Red Devil Sword can advance to the Monarch realm. That's troublesome. Ning Yu fell into deep thought. The Red Devil and the Dark Emperor at the early stage Yin-Yang realm had limited combat strength. They couldn't even contend against a pinnacle yin-yang realm martial artist together. Dark Emperor, I'll give you 5,000,000 supreme crystals. A moment later, Ningyu said in a deep voice, before midnight tonight, do everything you can to break through to the mid-stage yin-yang realm. Red Devil, I'll give you 1,000,000 supreme crystals. Give it a try and see if the Red Devil Sword has a chance of advancing to the Monarch realm. With that, Ningyu flicked his sleeves, and 2 storage bags flew out. One flew into the Dark Emperor's hands, and the other was grabbed by the Red Devil. How stingy! So many supreme crystals, but you only gave me 5,000,000. The Dark Emperor checked the number of crystals in the storage bag and curled his lips. I'll find a place to devour these crystals. Contact me immediately if anything happens. Buzz buzz. With that, the Dark Emperor burrowed into the void and disappeared. Ningyu, I'll go stand guard at the door. The Red Devil took the storage bag and left the room without even looking at it. Woof woof. After the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil left, Furball scratched Ningyu's hair with his little paw and pointed at the storage ring on Ningyu's wrist. You want supreme crystals too? Ningyu was puzzled. Woof woof. Furball nodded like a human. Seeing that, Ningyu took out another storage bag, which contained 100,000 supreme crystals. Swish. Seeing the storage bag in Ningyu's hand, Furball immediately leaped out and hugged the storage bag tightly with his little paw, his face full of enjoyment. It's dangerous here. You'd better stay in the storage ring. Ningyu smiled. With a thought, a beam of light rushed out from the storage ring, enveloped Furball, and sucked it in. It's time for me to cultivate. After taking care of everything, Ningyu flicked his sleeve and took out the bloodthirsty sword. The bloodthirsty sword was something Ningyu had obtained from Gue. According to the Red Devil's detection, there were 2 arrays inside. One array contained a large amount of liquid yuan qi, and the other contained pure soul force. Using the liquid yuan qi, Ningyu had advanced to the pinnacle of the primal core realm. Now, Ningyu's goal was clear, and that was to use the pure soul force to increase his soul force to the 6th grade. As long as I can increase my soul force to the 6th grade, I can cultivate the 7th form of the netherworld samsara palm. Feeling the dense soul force in the bloodthirsty sword, Ningyu's expression turned serious. The 7th form of the netherworld samsara palm was called the life-death palm. It was extremely powerful. Chapter 671. Yin-Yang Realm. No, it's hard to break this formation. Although Ningyu desperately wanted to increase his soul power to the 6th grade, he knew that the formation within the bloodthirsty sword was very difficult to break. At least, it would be very difficult for him to break it with his current peak primal core cultivation. Looks like I have to increase my cultivation to the early stage of Yin-Yang Realm before trying to break the formation. At this thought, Ningyu immediately took out the remaining supreme grade essence crystals and began to use the spiritual technique to absorb the essence qi in the supreme grade essence crystals. Crack! About 10 minutes later, Ningyu absorbed all the primordial energy in a piece of transcendent grade primordial crystal and shattered it. The speed is too slow. After the supreme grade essence crystal shattered, Ningyu stopped absorbing the essence qi. I have to successfully cultivate the 5th stage of the spiritual technique. Taking a deep breath, Ningyu let go of all distracting thoughts and recalled the cultivation method of the spiritual technique. The speed at which the 4th stage of the spiritual technique absorbed essence qi would not be able to support Ningyu's breakthrough to the Yin-Yang realm in a few hours. Therefore, it was urgent for him to cultivate the spiritual technique to the 5th stage. The 5th stage of the spiritual technique was more difficult to cultivate. Even though Ningyu had cultivated it in his previous life, he did not dare to let his guard down. Whoosh! As Ningyu recalled the cultivation method of the spiritual technique, he waved his hands rhythmically. To Ningyu's surprise, He didn't encounter too many obstacles when he cultivated the 5th level of the spirit transformation method this time. In half an hour, he had achieved initial success in cultivating the 5th stage of the spiritual technique. An hour later. Phew! Ningyu let out a long breath, his face full of disbelief. Ningyu had never thought that the 5th stage of the spiritual technique could be cultivated so easily. One had to know that in his previous life, it took him a few days to cultivate the 5th stage of the spiritual technique. Whatever, let's absorb the essence first. At this time, Ningyu temporarily gave up on the idea of finding out the truth. Instead, he took out 2 supreme-grade origin crystals, held them in each hand, and began to absorb them using the transformation spirit art. Kacha! Kacha! This time, there was no need for 10 minutes, nor 5 minutes. Merely a minute had passed, and the transcendent grade crystals in Ningyu's palms had completely shattered. Ka. Following that, Ningyu circulated the spirit transformation art and continuously absorbed the essence chi within the supreme grade essence crystals. As time went on, Ningyu became more and more proficient, and the speed at which he absorbed the essence chi became faster and faster. Bang! Half an hour later, a muffled sound suddenly came from Ningyu's sea of consciousness. Hearing this muffled sound, Ningyu's face lit up with joy. He hurriedly sent a portion of his soul force into his sea of consciousness, controlling all of his yuan qi to enter one of the golden cores. There were a total of 7 golden cores in Ningyu's sea of consciousness. Ningyu was very clear that if he wanted to break through the limit and advance to the yin-yang realm, he had to combine the 7 golden cores into one. When he was in the true martial realm, Ningyu had many phantom golden dawn in his sea of consciousness. When he was in the Yuan Dan realm, the number of golden dawn in his sea of consciousness was somewhat reduced, but it was still no less than 7. At the peak of the primal core stage, there would be 7 golden cores in the sea of consciousness. This meant that after entering the yin-yang stage, one's strength would be 7 times stronger than an ordinary yin-yang stage warrior. In other words, once Ningyu advanced to the initial yin-yang stage, his strength would be equivalent to the combined strength of 7 yin-yang stage martial artists. Bang! 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 An hour later, another 3 muffled sounds came from Ningyu's sea of consciousness. This time, Ningyu was not too shocked. Instead, he concentrated on absorbing the essence energy inside the transcendent grade essence crystal. Bang! 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 Another hour later, when the remaining 3 muffled sounds came out, Ningyu flew into the air with a swoosh. His peak 5th grade soul force poured out, and together with the 5th level of the spirit transformation technique, he frantically absorbed the essence energy inside the transcendent grade essence crystal. Crack! Just when Ningyu was absorbing the essence energy with all his might, a crisp sound rang out. Then, Ningyu saw that one of the golden cores in his sea of consciousness had completely shattered. Crack! Crack! Before Ningyu could react to the shattering of this golden core, he discovered that the remaining 6 golden cores had also shattered. Damn it! Reassemble! The sudden change caused Ningyu's expression to change drastically. Even beads of sweat continuously dripped from his forehead. Originally, in Ningyu's expectation, it was impossible for the 7 golden cores to completely shatter so quickly. He was not ready to reassemble the golden cores. But now that the matter was pressing, he had to carefully reassemble the golden cores. Buzz! Fortunately, Ningyu's soul force had reached the peak of 5th grade. Otherwise, if the 7 golden cores shattered at the same time, Ningyu would definitely be finished. After all, when Ningyu advanced to the yin-yang realm in his previous life, everything was prepared, and the golden cores did not shatter so quickly. When reassembling the golden cores, Ningyu did not dare to be careless and was very careful. Because if he was not careful, he would be smashed into pieces, and his life would be over. Drip, drip. Ningyu concentrated on reassembling the shattered golden cores. The beads of sweat on his forehead continuously dripped to the ground, making dripping sounds. Rumble. Time passed quietly under Ning Yu's full concentration. In the blink of an eye, 2 hours had passed. When the third hour arrived, a rumbling sound came from Ning Yu's sea of consciousness, directly shaking Ning Yu far away. Swoosh. Then, a monstrous aura emitted from Ning Yu's body, shooting straight into the sky. What's going on? Looking at the direction, it seems to be coming from that luxurious palace. That luxurious palace is the residence of the black market's young master, Si Kongling. Could it be that Si Kongling has broken through to the Yin-Yang realm? A martial artist who knew Si Kongling's identity frowned. That can't be. During the day, Si Kongling was only in the middle stage of Yuan Dan. It doesn't make sense that he has advanced to the Yin-Yang realm in just a few hours. Who cares? Anyway, this matter has nothing to do with us. Let's not interfere. Tomorrow morning, there will definitely be some news. Yes. It's already so late. Let's hurry back and not wander around here. Buzz. Just as everyone was exclaiming about the terrifying aura coming from Si Kongling's residence, 2 martial artists quietly appeared at the corner on the other side. If Ning Yu was here, he would definitely notice that he was familiar with these 2 martial artists. The peak of the Yin-Yang realm, the Situ clan head, and the half-step manifestation realm, Situ Zheng. Patriarch, should we go in directly and capture Ning Yu alive? The Situ clan head frowned as he looked in the direction of the terrifying aura. There's no hurry. I don't really believe what Peng Zhou said. Situ Zheng was very smart. After the alchemy competition, Peng Zhou told him that Situ Wen's disappearance was related to Ning Yu. At that time, Situ Zheng had some doubts. Now that he sensed the weak aura coming from the void not far away, he was even more certain that there was something fishy about it. Chapter 672. Rank 672 6th grade? Believe? There's something you might not know. Situ Zheng's expression was solemn as he said in a deep voice, "My spy in Regional King City sent back news an hour ago saying that Zhao Mu, that old fart, has already started planning to attack our Situ family. We can't just sit here and wait for death." What? Situ Lei almost jumped up when he heard that, and a chill ran down his spine. As the Situ family's patriarch, he did not know such an important matter. Once the Zhao family of Regional King City attacked them, the consequences would be unimaginable. "Patriarch, why don't we return to Great Hill Royal City?" Situ Lei said hurriedly. "Don't worry." Situ Zheng waved his hand and said, "My spy has already informed the family's Grand Elder. I believe the Grand Elder must be ready by now." That's good. Situ Lei let out a long sigh. If the family was attacked by the Zhao family of Regional King City at this time, there was an 80% chance that they would fall. After all, the Zhao family's patriarch did not come, but he came to the capital. In a battle between 2 powerful families, a martial artist at the peak of Yin-Yang realm could even decide the final outcome. "Let's wait a little longer. We'll attack at midnight," Situ Zheng said. "Patriarch, if we attack like this, will Danwu College's patriarch Jiuemo?" Situ Lei hesitated. "Don't worry. I've received reliable news that Patriarch Jiuemo has already brought the remaining powerhouses of Danwu College to Coiling Dragon Ridge." Situ Zheng interrupted Situ Lei and said calmly, "Act calm and pretend that you don't know about Zhao Mu's schemes. We'll capture Ning Yu alive later, then bring him outside the capital and use him to get rid of Zhao Mu. Patriarch Jiuemo has left the capital, but the Black Widow is still in the capital," Situ Lei said worriedly. "Hee, the Black Widow is nothing to be afraid of." Situ Zheng smiled mysteriously and said no more. Swoosh. Just as Situ Zheng and the rest were talking, a few martial artists were hiding in the void not far away. One of the martial artists said with a slightly solemn expression, "Patriarch Zhao, why aren't Situ Zheng and the rest attacking? Don't tell me they've discovered us?" It doesn't matter whether Situjing noticed us or not. What's important is that today is the day they die. Zhao Mu gloomily said, although old ancestor Jiuemo has left the capital with the experts from Danwu College, he still has a backup plan. The Black Widow from the black market will definitely appear to help Ningyu. The Black Widow's strength is not to be underestimated. Unless the black diabolical monster personally makes a move, Situjing will be severely injured or even killed. Zhao Mu continued, not long ago, I saw the black evil monster leaving the capital with my own eyes. What we need to do now is to wait here quietly. When Situjing escapes with severe injuries, we'll immediately attack and kill them. Zhao family head really has a good plan. Danchenzi gave a thumbs up and said, as long as we can deal with Situjing and Situlei, then the Great Hill Royal City's Situ clan will collapse by itself. By then, the Realm King City's Zhao clan will be able to annex the Great Hill Royal City and become the second largest city in the Great Xia Kingdom that is only inferior to the capital. It's still too early to think about this. Oh no, be careful. Hearing Danchenzi's words, Zhao Mu's lips curled up. However, before he could finish his sentence, his expression changed drastically as he hurriedly said, swoosh. As Zhao Mu's voice was heard, a figure tore through the void and landed in the courtyard where Xikong Ling was at an extremely shocking speed. Gasp! This figure was none other than the Black Widow from the black market. As soon as she landed in the courtyard, she immediately sensed a powerful aura coming from the room in front of her. I didn't expect that Ningyu has already advanced to the early stage Yin-Yang realm in just a few hours. The Black Widow first glanced at the other rooms before walking towards the room where Ningyu was at. Phew! As the Black Widow walked towards the room, Ningyu let out a long sigh of relief with a hint of excitement on his face. I've finally mastered the life and death palm. Now let's see how powerful it is. After advancing to the Yin-Yang realm, Ningyu immediately broke the array within the bloodthirsty sword and frantically absorbed the pure soul power within the array. Very quickly, Ningyu completely absorbed the pure soul power. Without a doubt, Ningyu's soul power had risen to the 6th grade level. Now that his soul power had reached the 6th grade level, Ningyu naturally began to practice the 7th form of the Netherworld Samsara Palm, the Life and Death Palm. Practicing the Life and Death Palm was surprisingly easy. In just an hour, Ningyu had successfully mastered the Life and Death Palm. Just as Ningyu had successfully mastered the Life and Death Palm, he discovered that a half-step manifestation stage practitioner had appeared in the courtyard. Since that was the case, Ningyu decided to test the power of the Life and Death Palm. In the next instant, Ningyu's eyes narrowed as the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness gushed out and gathered on his wrist along with the early stage 6th grade soul power. His palm brought with it a violent Yuan Qi and a soul wind as he ruthlessly struck out. Not good. Just as the Black Widow arrived at the door, her expression changed slightly as she hurriedly retreated. This was because the Black Widow discovered that a giant palm had rushed out of the room and even the door had been smashed to pieces. Grasping flower palm. At this critical moment, the Black Widow's eyes narrowed slightly as she waved her right hand. A palm similar to a butterfly flower appeared and collided with the palm that had come out of the room. Crack! The two palm prints collided with each other, and a crisp cracking sound rang out. Swoosh! Swoosh! Hearing this cracking sound, two figures suddenly dashed out from two different directions. After these two figures appeared, without a word, they immediately launched a powerful attack at the Black Widow. Faced with the two figures that had suddenly attacked her, the Black Widow's expression was slightly solemn as she hurriedly sent out two palm prints. Rumble! The palm prints dissipated and the two figures' original appearances were revealed. Dark Emperor, Red Devil. Looking at the two familiar figures, Ningyu took a step forward and appeared beside them. He said in surprise, "You guys have advanced to the middle stage Yin-Yang realm? It's all thanks to your transcendent grade Yuan crystal, the Dark Emperor and Red Devil said in unison. Ningyu did not find it strange that the Dark Emperor had advanced to the middle stage Yin-Yang realm. However, Ningyu was a little puzzled that the Red Devil had advanced to the middle stage Yin-Yang realm. After all, the Red Devil relied on the Red Devil sword to advance. No. Thinking of this, Ningyu's mouth opened slightly and he hurriedly said, "The Red Devil sword advanced?" The Red Devil's answer made Ningyu a little disappointed. "No, it's just a breakthrough." Since the Black Widow was here, the Red Devil did not explain too much to Ningyu. "Haha, Ningyu, you really gave me a big surprise." At this moment, the Black Widow smiled and said, "I originally thought that you would encounter danger, but now it seems that I was overthinking. If the three of you join forces, you can even fight against a half-step manifestation realm martial artist. Is that so?" Chapter 673. Attack, who is it? The voice that suddenly sounded caused the Black Widow's expression to change slightly as she asked in a deep voice. Buzz. In the next moment, a crack appeared in the space of this area, and a cultivator slowly walked out of the void. "Hee, Black Widow, it's only been a few hours and you can't even recognize my voice. How disappointing." After this martial artist appeared, he first looked at Ningyu, then his gaze fell on the Black Widow. He smiled faintly and said, "I only have one goal today, and that is to take Ningyu away." Black evil monster. Seeing the true face of the martial artist in front of her, Black Widow's heart sank to the bottom. Didn't the black evil old monster leave the capital? Why is he still here? Strange, isn't it? Old monster Black Nefarious seemed to guess what Black Widow was thinking. He shrugged his shoulders and said, "The cultivator who left the capital was only my substitute. I didn't think that old ancestor Jomo would be so easily deceived." Substitute. Black Widow's heart skipped a beat. She had a bad feeling about this. Old ancestor Jomo had told him that old freak Heisia had already left the capital. She was here to protect Ningyu and only needed to guard against Zhao Mu and Situzheng. Who would have thought that old monster Black Nefarious would suddenly turn around? "Ningyu, I'll stop old monster Black Evil later. You guys go first." Now that things had come to this, Black Widow could only choose to fight head-on with old monster Black Nefarious and let Ningyu and the others leave first. Leave? Will they be able to leave? Before Ningyu could say anything, a disdainful voice sounded from nearby. Whoosh, whoosh. Then, two figures flew past and landed steadily in the courtyard. "It's you." Looking at the two cultivators who had suddenly appeared, Ningyu said in a deep voice, "I knew you were up to no good." "You can't say that. It's not that we don't have good intentions. We just suspect that you are related to Situ Wen's disappearance." Situzheng said, "If you obediently follow us back to Defu Imperial City, you might be able to keep your life. However, if you are stubborn, then even Deluo Jinxian can't save you." "Old ancestor, why are you talking nonsense with him? I'll take him down first." Beside him, Situ Lei let out a low growl and immediately leaped up. His fists brought along a powerful Yuan Qi gale as they ruthlessly smashed towards Ningyu's face. Because he was afraid of killing Ningyu, Situ Lei did not use his full strength in this attack. He only used 50% of his strength. "Brat, you can only blame Situ Wen's disappearance for being related to you. You are not good." Situ Lei approached Ningyu as he spoke sinisterly. However, before he could finish his sinister words, his expression changed drastically, and he hastily retreated. However, the speed at which he retreated was clearly a little slower. Just as he took 2 steps back, the Dark Emperor and the Red Devil seized the opportunity and struck his face from the left and right respectively. "Pa-pa." 2 crisp sounds rang out in the area. "I was actually beaten by a dog?" After stabilizing his body, Situ Lei covered his slightly swollen face and said angrily, I originally planned to let you live, but now I've changed my mind. I want to cut you into 8 pieces. Humph. It's your honor to hit you, it's your good fortune that you've cultivated for 8 lifetimes. The Dark Emperor snorted coldly, deliberately angering Sidule. You. After being choked by a dog, Sidule immediately wanted to get back at him and kill the Dark Emperor. Enough. However, just as Sidule was about to say something, the black evil monster waved his hand and interrupted him. There's no need to lower yourself to the same level as a dog. You and Situzheng, kill everyone apart from Ningyu. The black evil monster was a half-step manifestation realm martial artist, and his strength was incomparably powerful. Not only did Situle not dare to disobey his words, even Situzheng did not dare to be negligent. Situle, go and dig out the people who are hiding and kill them all. Don't show any mercy, Situzheng ordered. As for Ningyu and these 2 fellows, leave them to me. Understood. Situle glared at the Dark Emperor and Ningyu before rising from the ground and charging towards the secret room where Xikong Ling and the rest were. Damn it! Dark Emperor, how confident are you that you can stop Situ? F***ck. Seeing Situle's actions, Ningyu cursed inwardly and hurriedly ordered the Dark Emperor. However, just as Ningyu was about to speak, he realized that the Dark Emperor had already made his move and was charging towards Situle. The Dark Emperor's understanding made Ningyu very gratified. Hong Mo, let us meet a half-step manifestation realm martial artist today. Ignoring the battle between the Dark Emperor and Situle, Ningyu turned around to look at Situzheng and said in a deep voice, if the 2 of us join forces, we might be able to fight against a half-step manifestation realm martial artist. Ha ha, with just the 2 of you trash? Situzheng seemed to have heard a very funny joke. He threw his head back and laughed maniacally. Soon after, he scolded, today, I will let you know what a half-step manifestation realm martial artist is. Rumble. As soon as Situzheng finished reprimanding, Ningyu noticed that the space in front of him was trembling. Immediately after, a figure appeared from within. Life and Death Palm. At the crucial moment, Ningyu hurriedly summoned the Yuan Qi in his sea of consciousness. His fist brought along a violent Yuan Qi gale as it collided with Situzheng's fist. When the 2 fists collided, nothing earth-shattering happened. There were only 2 figures rapidly retreating. Whoosh! As far as the eye could see, Ningyu was forced back a dozen steps before he stabilized his body. In contrast, Situzheng had only taken 3 to 4 steps back. Through this exchange, it was enough to show that there was still some gap between Ningyu and Situzheng. Situzheng, what are you doing? We don't have much time. Hurry up and take them down. Do you want me to personally take action? When he saw that Situzheng had failed to defeat Ningyu in a single move, Old Freak Black Nefarious coldly said, Patriarch Jiumo will return at any time. If we don't capture Ningyu today, we won't have another chance in the future. I was too careless just now. After he steadied himself, Situzheng rubbed his slightly aching wrist. The aura of a half-step to blessed stage surged out of his body and pressed down on Ningyu. Situzheng might accidentally kill Ningyu with brute force, but his aura was enough to subdue Ningyu. Not good. When she felt the powerful aura from Situzheng's body, Black Widow's eyes widened. She hurriedly released her own aura in an attempt to block it for Ningyu. Hee, Black Widow, if you make a move, I won't hold back anymore. Old Freak Black Nefarious smiled sinisterly as he said in an indifferent tone. Who do you think you are to say you won't hold back? As she watched Situzheng approach Ningyu, Black Widow bit her lips. A powerful aura erupted from her body as she charged at Situzheng. It's been 2 years since I killed a half-step manifestation realm martial artist. I really miss that feeling. Fortunately, you gave me a chance. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.